watch that game on BBC One. Both sets of players take the knee ahead of kick-off at Stamford Bridge. Our referee is Andy Madley. He's in a lemon yellow short-sleeve shirt, blows his whistle, and Granit Xhaka calmly, with that trusty left boot, passes the ball back here to goalkeeper Robin Roofs, who launches it long. It bounces once just outside the Chelsea penalty area. Reece James lets it bounce a couple of times behind him, passes back to Robert Sanchez. He clears up to the halfway line. The ball is headed in the air. It breaks loose on the halfway line, and Mukiele gets on the ball and asks quite a lot of Bertrand Traoré, who tries to nick it past Cucurella, knocks it past him, goes down hurt off the pitch, feels he was fouled, and actually gets the decision. I think that's going to be a Sunderland free kick. And talking about Mark Guiu being briefly a former Sunderland player, Bertrand Traoré, of course, had some time here at Chelsea, also played for Aston Villa, and here he is playing for Sunderland. Was that a foul, Steve?
I think it was a foul. Cucurella's always committed that they take a short one.
Yeah, they've gone quickly. There's Xhaka. Passes out to his right, cross comes in from deep, loads of Sunderland players waiting, header down is into the ground. It was a good chance, it was a weak header from Ballard, easily saved by Sanchez. 3 or 4 of them queuing up at the back post there for Sunderland.
Yeah, Chelsea didn't look set there at all. 3 easily clear at the far post, should have done better.
Lefebvre, a little run in from the left, passes the ball infield to Mukiele. He comes back to Ballard, giant figure in the red and white stripes of Sunderland. They're playing from left to right in this first half, towards that Matthew Harding stand away to our right. There's Reinildo, passes into the Chelsea half. It's played back here to Trauder. Clever ball from him through the lines. Pass forward here to Isidor's, made a good run. Sliding challenge on him. Comes in from Achimpong. Caicedo gets on the ball, passes back to Sanchez under a little bit of pressure, scoops it away with his right foot. Garnacho kept it in play, but he's given the ball away here, and Sunderland have made a good start. That's offside. As soon as I said that, silly offside, chance to get another ball into the Chelsea box. It goes begging.
No, you're spot on though. What a start from Sunderland. We thought that they would have come here, especially with the line-up, maybe playing 5 at the back, but they have been on the front foot for the first 2 minutes, really putting the pressure on Chelsea, putting good balls in the box. Now it's down to Chelsea to try and get a foothold in this game and just play to their tempo. Really interesting to see the formation that Sunderland have come here with. I think it's going to be one of them ones where they're going to flip from 5 at the back, maybe out of possession, to in possession. Just talking to the analysis there, this is the first time I think he's going to have started with 5 at the back. He's opted to go with 5 at the back in games, but this is the first time he's done it from a starting position.
That is Regis Lebris, the Sunderland manager. There's Enzo Fernandez for Chelsea. Reece James motoring forward as he likes to do. Plays the ball to Neto, comes creeping in from the right. Ball infield is deflected. There's a foul there by Guiu on Ballard, so Sunderland get a free kick. I read the Sunderland team out for you. Here's the full Chelsea lineup. So it's 8 changes from the 5-1 win against Ajax on Wednesday. Robert Sanchez in goal, James, Achimpong, Chalobah and Cucurella. So the 19-year-old Achimpong makes a 4th Premier League start of the season. Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez in central midfield. Neto, João Pedro, Alejandro Garnacho, and Mark Guiu as the central striker with Esteval, the twinkle-toed Esteval, as I described him on Wednesday night, absolutely itching to get out there. But he's such a useful player as an impact sub, Esteval, I think, isn't he, Steve, as well?
Really exciting to watch, and it's someone that you'd pay to come watch football. I think at the moment where the Premier League is, a lot of people are saying that it got a bit stale, didn't it? You know, there was no real mavericks out there, someone that's going to bring a bit of magic, bring a bit of spark to games. He's certainly someone that does that.
Yeah, he is definitely that. Here come Chelsea with Neto. Garnacho in space on the left-hand side. Sunderland are backing off. Garnacho into the penalty area, shoots low, through the legs of Roos and Chelsea. They lead in the 4th minute of the game. Alejandro Garnacho with a familiar celebration. He sits on the edge of the advertising hoarding with his back to the Sunderland fans. He takes the congratulations of his Chelsea teammates, and they've scored with their first shot on goal in this game. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 0. Alejandro Garnacho has his first goal for Chelsea.
Well, a devastating attack there from Chelsea. Really, really clinical. Not a great start to this game, but as soon as Neto picks the ball up and drives over the halfway line, he picks out Garnacho, and he's got one thought in his mind: can I get in the box, get half a yard? He can do that. He gets a strike off. Roos probably will feel he could have done better, goes through the legs, but still, Garnacho, I think he's a player that's needed this start, needed this bit of confidence, because he's got so much ability, so much talent.
I can tip my question off the list, Steve. I was just about to say to you, do you think Robin Roos will feel he could have done better? You've answered the question already. Have a look on Match of the Day tonight. 10:25 on BBC One. The Premier League goals available to watch from 8 o'clock on the iPlayer. It's the shot from the angle. Garnacho hits it well, but it does go straight through the legs of the Sunderland goalkeeper. Sunderland, though, immediately back on the attack. Ball is passed back to Xhaka. Attacking position on the left-hand side. Lefay has been heavily involved early on. Here's Xhaka again, goes for a low cross. Chalobah clears it away with his right foot. And let's check in on St James's Park, the other 3 o'clock kickoff in the Premier League. Commentary on Sports Extra. Lee Blakeman is watching for us.
Well, just as Chelsea scored with you, Newcastle hit the post here. Free kick, swung in by Trippier from the left, bobbled around, fell for Voltemada, struck it well, back off the post. Still Newcastle 0, Fulham 0.
You can see a couple of goals have gone in our featured games in Leagues 1 and 2. Details to come shortly. Here Chelsea leads Sunderland 1-0. We've got full commentary on Manchester United Brighton on 5 Live at half-5. Ballard's under pressure. Guiu slides in and the goalkeeper Roos was away to the left-hand side. If Guiu gets a touch on the ball and wins the tackle there, it would have rolled into an empty net. Right, so goal in League 1. Second against third today. Stevenage against Bradford. Mark Webber.
And it's Stevenage 0, Bradford City 1. 3 minutes in, a lovely ball into Neil Byrne on the right, unmarked, so he could do a low drive into the back of the net to make it Stevenage 0, Bradford City 1.
And the goal in League 2 in one of our featured games has come at Bromley MK Dons. Sam Ashu.
Dons one, away side, picking up where they left off. It all came on the left-hand side. Nathaniel Mendez-Lang broke free, took it past one and put it on a plate for Rashawn Hepburn-Murphy, who couldn't miss from just a few yards out. It's Bromley 0, MK Dons 1.
And there's been a goal in our other featured game in League 2. Crewe against Grimsby. Tom Gale.
Crewe 0, Grimsby 1. Amaluzor drove at the Crewe defence, picked out Jamie Walker right side of the penalty area. First time finish. Crewe 0, Grimsby 1.
Coventry beat Watford 3-1 in one of the early kickoffs in the Championship. Middlesbrough chasing them at the top of the table at home against Wrexham. There's been a goal, Chris Coles.
But not going well for Borough, they're behind. Wrexham in front, Josh Windass with the goal, shooting from range, took a big deflection, may well go down as an own goal. Middlesbrough 0, Wrexham 1.
Mark Cucurella extremely close to making it 2-0 for Chelsea here. They lead 1-0 through the early Alejandro Garnacho stroke. Fizzing cross in from the right-hand side, and Cucurella nearly converted it at the far post. 5 Live BBC Sounds, and of course, as ever on a Saturday afternoon, a very warm welcome to our listeners across the globe on the BBC World Service. This game, Steve Sebwell, has started really well, I think.
Well, we're 7.5 minutes in, and it's been end-to-end, and it's been a good response from Sunderland as well. You're thinking maybe going a goal down away at Chelsea, they may just surrender a bit of possession, but nope, they're driving forward, trying to make things happen. Xhaka at the heart of it as well. And then Chelsea calm and composed on the ball now. They just need to take this thing out of the game every time Sunderland get it. I remember when I covered the game against Crystal Palace at the opening game of the season, and Crystal Palace really frustrated Chelsea, and the longer the game went on without Chelsea scoring, the fans got more and more irritated.
Right, Sunderland have won a free kick, giving as good as they get so far. They are a goal behind. Isidore has been fouled. He was backing into Chalobah there. Chalobah claims he didn't do anything wrong. The referee Andy Madley has given the free kick to Sunderland. I can see Salford a one-up away to Gillingham in League 2, and Swansea lead Norwich 1-0 in the Championship. Swansea 1 win in their last 7. Norwich no wins in their last 7 games. Drawn 2, lost 5. So Swansea have taken the early lead there, and you're up to date with everything that is going on in the EFL Premier League and Scottish Premiership. 3 games kicking off at 3 o'clock this afternoon, all of them goalless so far. Sports Extra 3 tomorrow midday. The top 2, commentary on Hearts Celtic. Free kick then for Sunderland, 7-8 yards outside the Chelsea penalty area. Enzo Lefay stands about 5 yards from the ball at a 45-degree angle. He runs at it, hits a whipping shot with his right foot, which goes wide of Sanchez's right-hand post. You heard the oohs and the ahs from the Sunderland fans in the shed end away to our left, but it's gone behind for the Chelsea goal kick. So 9 minutes in, Chelsea 1, Sunderland 0. Steve Sidwell.
Just going on that free kick that Trevor Chalobah just gave away there. He's going to have to be careful today. He doesn't want to get too tight to Isidore because he's got good strength. I think on that one there, that scenario, he just got really tight, couldn't see the ball, both went to ground. He just needs to get his arm out, make sure he can see the ball and the man. He doesn't want to get rolled, he can pin, he's strong, and he'll always look to go in behind.
Chelsea taking a risk playing out from the back there. Achimpong was fouled just inside his own penalty area, but the pass from Robert Sanchez did give Bertrand Traoré a sniff at getting the ball, which is why he went in for it and didn't quite get it, got the man instead. Reece James plays one across the face of his own penalty area. Chelsea looking to make it 5 wins in a row in all competitions. Just a reminder as well, both teams starting this game on 14 points. So much Premier League football coming your way tomorrow that the winner of this one, if there is a winner, will go second in the Premier League table, just 2 points behind Arsenal at the top. Chelsea all in blue. Well, blue shirts, blue shorts, it's white socks, white numbers on their backs. Achimpong, the left-sided centre-back, has time to find James. James floats the ball high to the edge of the penalty area, headed away by Mukiele, only as far as Garnacho. 2 Sunderland defenders getting in each other's way there. Pass back heel from João Pedro was clever. Here's Achimpong. Achimpong plays back to Chalobah. Chalobah sees the space on the right-hand side for Chelsea here, and now Neto looks to try and get a cross in. Barrow 1, Barnet 0. Josh Gordon has scored for Barrow in the 10th minute of that game in League 2. Chelsea possession still inside the Sunderland half. Caicedo, 3 red and white striped shirts in front of him, so he opens his body up, passes a low ball out to the right. Here's Neto, just teasing Reinildo, moves away from him, passes it back to Reece James, who's starting a 5th consecutive Premier League game for Chelsea, and he's played the entirety of each of the last 4, which is great to see. Garnacho, trickery down the left, crosses blocked by Trey Hume, and the ball goes behind for a corner to Chelsea. Steve Sidwell.
They work it really well. We know Sunderland are going to get a lot of bodies behind the ball, and it's down to Chelsea to have real tempo in their passing, going from one side to the other, trying to isolate their wings. In this time they get it from right to left. As soon as they get Garnacho on the ball, then he's 1v1. Can you attack the fullback, get into the box, make something happen, gets a corner?
Derby 1, QPR 0 in the Championship. Corner for Chelsea in front of the shed end away to our left. Reece James holds his right arm in the air, waits to take this with his right foot, chips one into the near post, looks for the flick on across the face of goal, brings it down. Cucurella hits the shot hard, blocked by a whole load of bodies, comes back to Caicedo, big deflection, and the shot goes looping over the bar and behind for another corner to Chelsea. There's been another try at Wembley in the Ashes test between England and Australia. Sharon Shortall.
Quite possibly, we're just still waiting for the decision from the video referee. Again, we think there could be some infringement in the build-up to that try. We are still waiting for the decision, but yeah, if they have scored, Australia have gone ahead through. Angus Crichton extended their lead potentially. It could be 10-0, but no try has just been given on the board. It's still 6-0 to Australia, 36 minutes gone.
Thank you, Sharon. You can watch the game on BBC One. Taking you to Hillsborough shortly. There's been a goal there. Neto takes the corner for Chelsea, deep to the far post, headed up in the air by Ballard, drops to Garnacho, shot is into the side netting and goes behind for the goal kick. Shojo Sarkis watching Sheffield Wednesday against Oxford at Hillsborough.
Sheffield Wednesday 0, Oxford 1, slightly against the run of play, ball over the top of the Wednesday defence, and it was Will Lancashire who stooped low and headed in right past Joe Lumley in the Wednesday goal. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Oxford 1.
Sunderland have taken their goal kick short. Robin Roofs gets the ball back, all in orange for Sunderland, clears downfield, headed away by Chalobah, intercepted by Isidore. Great defending from Reece James, just appeared from behind him there and took the ball off his toes. Bottom of League 2, Newport County 1 up away to Harrogate, and Chesterfield 1 up away to Tranmere in League 2. You're up to date with all the other scores. 13 minutes played at Stamford Bridge. We've had sunshine and showers. At the moment we've got glorious bright sunshine streaming through the roof panels of the East Stand high above our heads here. João Pedro has dropped to the halfway line. He's getting involved in the build-up. Reece James doesn't want him there, so he passes across to the left to Achimpong. Achimpong across to James. Formidable presence on the ball for Chelsea. Trickery from Neto, clever skills, beats Reinildo, looks for the 1-2 down the right, doesn't quite come off. Sunderland able to bring it away with Siddiqui in central midfield. Lefay doesn't see an option ahead of him, turns plays back towards Geertruida, and Sunderland can start to build inside their own half. Cross here to Mukiele, closed down by Garnacho. Xhaka in space is found in central midfield. It comes across to Trey Hume, the Northern Ireland international, back into Geertruida in central midfield. Wide it comes now to Traore. Traore decides not to take on Cucurella down the right-hand side. Sunderland play back into their own half, but knocking it around very neatly at the moment, keeping possession. Cucurella nips in, wins it for Chelsea, could turn into a quick counter. Cucurella's ball is behind Guiu, and it's intercepted by Ballard, and Ballard plays to Xhaka, and Xhaka slides one forward to Ballard, and Ballard is suddenly 35 yards from goal, flicks a lovely pass with the outside of his right foot, crossing from Traore. James is there, has time, touches it with his left boot and clears it up towards Neto on the halfway line. He brings it down and plays back to Enzo Fernandez. To St James's Park, Lee Blakeman.
Newcastle 0, Fulham 0. Jimenez has just had a shot deflected wide from 8 yards out, and before that Newcastle hit the post again. This time it was Murphy cutting in from the right, tight angle, and his cross hit the frame of the goal. So that's twice now Newcastle have hit the post in the opening stages. Still Newcastle 0, Fulham 0.
Commentary of that game is on Sports Extra. In the women's international football, friendly action, Wales 1, Australia 1. Mara Griffiths has equalised for Wales in Cardiff. Full commentary on Sports Extra tonight from the Etihad Stadium of England against Brazil. It kicks off at 5:30. Neto against Mukiele, against Reinildo's a good battle. Reinildo's won that battle this time, and the ball belongs to Sunderland. Steve Sidwell.
I think that's where the game will be won and lost this afternoon in terms of down the flanks. Chelsea have got such threat on both sides. Neto has been one of their best performers so far in terms of a consistency down that right hand side, but I think this afternoon down this left hand side, we know what Cucurella does. He doesn't just stay in that left back position. He comes inside, he goes into the number 10 area, then that gives Garnacho the space out wide, but then sometimes Garnacho will go inside and then cover that sort of inside number 10 area, and Cucurella can then really get down that left hand side. I think that left hand side today will be a real positive threat for Chelsea.
16 and a half minutes played in the first half. This is 5 Live, BBC Sounds and the BBC World Service live at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea leading Sunderland 1-0 as it stands with the win, going second in the Premier League table. Joao Pedro, pocket of space for him just inside his own half, loves it there, passes across to Garnacho with the peroxide hair. Cucurella running ahead of him, the pass is overhit and Roos comes sliding out and grabs it for Sunderland. Half-time at Wembley in the first Ashes test in the Rugby League. Sharon Shortle.
Not too much in it. England 0, Australia 8. A penalty from Nathan Cleary adding to the try from Reece Walsh, which put Australia ahead after 21 minutes. England with some work to do though in the second half. Australia looking pretty sharp. England 0, Australia 8 at half-time.
So Newcastle 0, Fulham 0 in the Premier League. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 0 here. Oh, it's not Newcastle 0, Fulham 0 anymore, Lee Blakeman.
It's Newcastle 1, Fulham 0, because Bassey's just made an awful error at the back for Fulham, gave it away. Murphy went through on goal, and such is the way this game has gone so far. He shot, it hit the post, it went in. Newcastle 1, Fulham 0.
Commentary continues on Sports Extra. Chelsea pour forward. Joao Pedro's overrun the ball. He's gone running into Ballard. He went head over heels high in the air. He's eventually won the free kick. Credit to Joao Pedro, Steve. He picked himself up. He battled for the next ball, and the referees decided actually that should be a free kick. I just enjoyed the challenge.
I think that was something from the Olympics I just see there. The last time I see a tackle like that, I think you can actually see it on YouTube. Scott Parker on Joe Cole when he come back to the bridge. Scott Parker, lifted Joe Cole literally in the head for a 360, but I think that's the turnover where Chelsea can really exploit as well, because Ballard, they really get on the front foot, they creep into midfield, so on that turnover there are gaps, there are spaces where Chelsea, if they're quick, they can spot.
Mark Guiu chasing hard as centre forward for Chelsea, nearly sliding in to block the clearance from Robin Roos. It's gone all the way down the other end of the field, and Chelsea have it again. They lead Sunderland 1-0. So Manchester United, Brighton in full on 5 Live this evening. It kicks off at 5:30. John Murray and Paul Robinson with that one. 4 games kicking off at 2 o'clock tomorrow in the Premier League, and you can listen to whichever one you like. Arsenal Palace, the commentary on 5 Live. Villa Manchester City on Sports Extra. Bournemouth Nottingham Forest on Sports Extra 2. Wolves Burnley Sports Extra 3. Here come Chelsea again. Enzo Fernandez looks for Cucurella, tries to bring it down, and the touch is poor. He has got in some great positions so far in this first half, Steve, and One at the far post, he couldn't quite get the connection on the shot, and that one there, he just couldn't quite bring it down to set himself up for the strike.
That's exactly what he does. He's not your conventional left back where he just stays, sits, defends well. He loves defending. I think one-on-one there's not many better in the Premier League defensively, but in possession he picks up these areas where he just creeps into literally like a number 10 role. He just sort of gets in little pockets, and there his timings of the run, the details where he could easily just run offside. No, waits for the quality of pass from Enzo, comes in, just lacks that little bit of control, but he's always a threat going forward.
If you're a regular listener to the Commentator's View podcast, you'll know he is now known as the Hairy Cucurella. Unintended pub names. If you hear them in any commentaries across the BBC, then we want to hear from you. Stevenage Bradford, there's been another goal in League One. Mark Webber.
18 minutes in, Stevenage 1, Bradford 1. An initial shot by Dan Kemp parried into the path of Harvey White on the area, and he absolutely blasted it. Stevenage 1, Bradford 1.
That is after the leaders Cardiff beaten at Bolton today. Bolton 1, Cardiff 0 in the 12:30 kickoff in League One. At the start of the day, just 2 points separating the top 6 in League One. In the Scottish Premiership, St Mirren have gone 1 up away to Dundee United. Sunderland have won a throw on the right. 20 minutes in, Chelsea 1, Sunderland 0. Seen plenty of this season. I know exactly what is coming here. Nordi Mukiele, he can launch them long, and he's going to try and put a bit of pressure on Robert Sanchez and those blue-shirted Chelsea defenders in the shade of the Matthew Harding stand away to our right. Speckled sunshine on the pitch in front of Mukiele. Referee Andy Madley just blows the whistle there, comes in to have a word with Reece James. The usual push and shove going on in the business parts of the penalty area. Mukiele, lofted throw, flicked on by Ballard, volley by Traore, and it's smuggled over the goal line by Isidore. It's onside. Sunderland have their equaliser. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1. It's come from the long throw.
Well, it's in fashion, and that's exactly why you do it. If you can get bodies in the box and create a bit of chaos and carnage that can lead to a goal, then that is exactly why every team now is doing it, because it does. That's what it does. It unsettles defenders, it unsettles goalkeepers. They can't come through the bodies and claim and get a clear punch. The throw goes in and he launches it right to the near post. I mean, there's so many bodies there, and it's about first contact and then second contact. Isidore, is he offside? There may be a shout.
I think Achimpong's playing him on, Steve.
Yeah.
Achimpong, after the header is won, drops back. He's behind his goalkeeper. There's a few Sunderland players in front of Robert Sanchez, but I think Achimpong is playing them all on. I think that goal's going to stand.
Well, the game plan is when a long throw gets in for a Sunderland player, can you get first contact? If you can or you can't, then can you get the second contact? And Sunderland done that on every base. Isidore there was brave, was alert, found out where the ball was going to drop and toe poked it into the back of the net. And to be fair, I've got to say, they've been superb in this opening part of the game as well. They've been on the front foot, tried to get back at Chelsea, and now they're back in the game.
Yeah, 4 wins so far this season. 3 of those have come at home against West Ham, Brentford and Wolves. 1 away at Nottingham Forest. Yet to claim the really big scalp, you'd say. That is sounding very picky, because Sunderland's start to the season has been quite brilliant. But they are not cowed here. Certainly brilliant turn, though, by João Pedro in the centre circle. Sadiki's back at him. João Pedro's on the floor, but Sadiki just won the ball physically and fairly. Plays it to Lefay. Sunderland looking for a second. Cross comes in. It's looped into the arms of Robert Sanchez, who makes an easy catch on the edge of the 6-yard box. So in the Premier League this afternoon, Newcastle lead Fulham 1-0. Commentary on Sports Extra, and here on 5 Live in the BBC World Service, Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1. And I think Chelsea knew they weren't going to have it all their own way this afternoon. So it's proving. Miscontrol from Garnacho. It was Sanchez's diagonal ball out to him on the left-hand side. It's just squirted away from the bottom of his boot, and it's gone out for a throw-in to Sunderland. And it's the Sunderland fans you can hear singing loud and proud away to our left in the shed end. Roofs plays a short ball here into Hertrauder. He knocks it out to the left-hand side to Lefay. Bombing on down the left is Reinildo. Lefay holds on to it for now. Sunderland work it up that left-hand side. Sadiki has gone over there to help out. The pass forward goes astray. Chalabar clears on the turn first time. It bounces high. Guiu leaps. Can only head the ball out of play, and that's a throw-in for Sunderland on the left. 24 minutes in. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1.
Sadiki's been superb for Sunderland this season so far. His energy levels, he gets around the pitch, he covers so much grass. Gets around, there was a late tackle there.
Yeah, Cucurella initially penalised for the foul on Traore, and then Nordi Mukiele came flying through the back of Cucurella, realised what he'd done, Steve, got up and apologised immediately. I think Cucurella, that calmed Cucurella down, because the hair was flying everywhere, and I think the temple was going to go too, but actually that settled it all down, and in the end it's a Sunderland free kick, because the initial foul came from the hairy Cucurella.
The hairy Cucurella, I love that. Yeah, I think, listen, he's a fiery character as well. I think he's definitely one of them players that would have noted that, put it in the famous black book in the back of his pocket, and I'm sure when that challenge or opportunity arises in this game or one down the line in the future, it will always be remembered.
Did you carry one of those then, Steve? I bet you did, playing where you played. You must have had a little black book with all the names in.
We did, and we chalked them off game by game. There was a waiting list, I must say, on some, but they got their retribution.
Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1. Steve Sidwell, who made 200 appearances, round figure of 200 in the Premier League for Reading, Chelsea, Aston Villa, Fulham and Stoke. Just talking about Sunderland's great start to the season, Steve, that Reading team you played in stormed the Championship, finished 8th in your first Premier League season. How can Sunderland keep this going, do you think? What did you do that season that Sunderland have got to try and do this season?
Well, I see so many similarities in terms of just sort of work ethic, no egos, just players just doing their job, knowing their roles, and then just getting and riding the wave. You know, they rode the wave of last season. Yes, they brought in so many new bodies that have taken to the Premier League, but that's the biggest thing, the work ethic with this team. There's no singles, it's all about teams, you know, whether that's going to be the units in terms of the forward line, midfield or defence as a whole unit. You know, the manager, he's massive on that ethos as well, so that's going to be key for them.
Southampton 1 up at Blackburn in the Championship. Will Still Southampton lead at Ewood Park, which has not been a happy hunting ground for the home team. Can't be a hunting ground actually if you play at home there. 1 point for their last 5 games at home, and Blackburn behind against Southampton. Opens up for Chelsea down the right. First time ball into the feet of João Pedro. Chops onto his left foot. Back onto the right. João Pedro looking for the cross, deflected. Doesn't fall to a Chelsea player. Traore. Slide tackle by Garnacho. And Traore did well there. Put his body between the ball and Garnacho. And so the free kick goes to Sunderland. Another goal at Crewe in League 2. Tom Gale.
Hosts to level. Crewe 1, Grimsby 1. Grimsby have the ball. It's a short back pass which is latched upon by O'Reilly. He sets up Tesgel, left hand side of the penalty area. Cultured finish into the opposite bottom corner. Crewe 1, Grimsby 1.
In the Championship earlier on today, Coventry 3, Watford 1. So Coventry top of the table. No one will go past them today. 4 points above Middlesbrough, playing in one of our featured games this afternoon, behind at home against Wrexham. Ipswich beat West Brom 1-0, and Stoke were 1-0 winners at Portsmouth, and Salford have got a second at Gillingham in League 2. Gillingham 0, Salford City 2. 27 minutes gone in the first half at Stamford Bridge. Good game this. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1. Thought it would be. Guiu tries to chest the ball down. Xhaka is there first for Sunderland. Here Trauder brings it forward for the visitors. Passes it beyond Neto. Mukiele feeds it onto Lefay on the left-hand side. Lefay to Siddiqui just outside the Chelsea penalty area. Back to Xhaka. Oh, that's a clever pass. Isidore. One touch. Shot into the side netting. Fantastic football from Sunderland. They claim they think they should have a corner. It's been given as a goal kick. What a pass from Xhaka there.
Great pass from Xhaka. You know, there's a gap between Reece James and Trevor Chalobah that's far too big from the centre half and the right back, and it's Xhaka that notices that, and he's onside as well, and it's a great take from Isidore. He takes it on the half turn, gets it on his left foot. It's a clean strike. They're asking for a corner. I haven't seen the replay, but it was a clean strike, and it's a threat that Chelsea need to be aware of.
Other 3 o'clock kickoff in the Premier League is Newcastle Fulham. Lee Blakeman.
Fulham 0. Fulham should be level though. Berger with a shot from 20 yards out, well saved by Pope. Traore with the rebound, caught it well, flashed straight across the face of goal and wide. Still Newcastle 1, Fulham 0.
There's an 8 o'clock kickoff in the Premier League tonight as well. That is Brentford against Liverpool. So updates of that into 6:06 after our commentary of Manchester United Brighton. That's at 5:30 after half an hour of sports report in the company of Steve Crossman. Just coming up to 3:30 this Saturday afternoon. Free kick won by Sunderland on the left. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1. The last time Sunderland were here was the season they were relegated from the Premier League. The last day of that season, 2017. Chelsea were the champions under Antonio Conte. They won 5-1 with goals from Willian, Eden Hazard, Pedro and Michy Batshuayi got 2. Sunderland were relegated under David Moyes. But here they are, different times, 8 years on, different teams, and at the moment have Chelsea level at 1-1. Dundee one up at Falkirk in the Scottish Premiership. Clever free kick, finds Lefay in space on the left hand side. There's the cutback. Caicedo blocks it with his right foot for Chelsea. Finds Pedro Neto in the right back position, and then he's fouled by Isidore, and that'll be a free kick for Chelsea. Steve Sidwell.
They work that free kick really well. People would have seen that and gone, how's he got that much space? Lefay down that right hand side, left hand side, but Isidore was blocking. I think it was Reece James just blocked the run, wouldn't let him track back, and got Lefay in with a 1v1 situation. So again, clever tactics. Been a real good tempo to this first half so far. They've been end to end, especially when the game's been stretched. Both teams really trying to dissect at pace, which is what you want to see.
Here's Reece James for Chelsea, just inside his own half. Whips a low pass across to Acheampong. Acheampong passes with his right foot back to James. Sunderland have backed off. James just strokes it forward to Enzo Fernandez, who helps it on to Neto. Neto picks up a bit of pace, gets his head down and darts infield, then works it back to the right hand side. Fernandez is loitering out there, looking for a little pass through a gap with the outside of his right foot. Intercepted. Siddiqui squirrels it away down the left for Sunderland, knocks it past Reece James. Isidore's in there to help it out, tries to knock it through the legs of Reece James, couldn't collect it the other side, and back it comes to Chelsea's keeper Sanchez. That is not the friendliest pass to Acheampong. He's dealt with that absolutely brilliantly. The touch and strength to get away from Traore. He was fouled as well. The flag went up, and the referee quite rightly has played the advantage. It's opening up beautifully for Chelsea here down the right hand side. Not enough pace on the pass from Reece James. Neto picks it up. He's brought it infield, inside right channel, and the whole move just went in a big heap on the floor.
Yep, and that's where the tempo has to stay. It has to stay high, has to stay maintained. You don't want Sunderland getting back and getting their shape, and when they do, that's fine, that's not a problem. When you've got on the ball, you're going to need runners to go in behind. You'll see someone like when Acheampong gets the ball, Ken João Pedro just running behind, just make a little bit of movement, just distract the lines between the Sunderland midfield and the defensive line as well.
Chalobah across to James. All the outfield players in the Sunderland half away to our left. Chalobah again receives the ball in the centre circle, bobbles a short pass to his left to Acheampong. Little 1-2 with Cucurella. Back to Acheampong, who wears the white socks high above the knees. Across to Reece James, who certainly doesn't. Rolled down the shins, halfway down the back of the calf. Across here to Chalobah, then Acheampong trying to run away from Traore. James again and Chalobah. Chelsea not really going anywhere at the moment. Pass across to Enzo Fernandez, slides it through to Guiu. First time cross from Guiu, too close to Roos, who flops on the ball in his 6-yard box. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1.
But that's the run that you want. Yes, they are calm and patient in possession, and you want to have possession with a purpose, but that purpose has to be a running behind, and Guiu was the one there that made that run, and then it's about the quality. Can you find him? Yes, you can. He gets a shot, it was more of a cross shot, wasn't it, before that, but that's what Chelsea need to do.
Caicedo looking for the runner, João Pedro. He's just beaten to it by the sliding challenge from Reinildo, who saw the danger from left back, made up the ground quickly and got there just in time. Here Trauder, he's been tackled by Caicedo, chance for João Pedro. Oh, he looked to cut it back to Mark Guiu standing on his left, and the Chelsea fans in front of us stand on their feet and say, why on earth did you just not hit that? You're one-on-one with the keeper. He couldn't find Guiu with the pass, and it remains 1-1.
I'm shocked and flabbergasted that he has not had a strike there. I did think when Caicedo made the tackle that he was offside, and it was the Sunderland player that was caught in possession, but still, even then, he's someone that is in good form at the moment in terms of scoring goals. It's not as if he's in a barren spell where he's not had chances or created chances or scored. You're thinking, just dink it over the keeper or get a strike on goal. For some reason, it wasn't even on. I don't think there was even someone in the box to square it to, but that's kind of the team player that he is.
Newcastle lead Fulham 1-0 at St James's Park. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1 here. 12 minutes plus added time remaining in the first half. Brilliant work from Siddiqui. Lefay is caught by Caicedo. Sunderland continue to play down the right. Referee let it go for a second or two, has brought it back for the challenge on Trey Hume, who's picking himself up having been caught. As Sunderland started to build that attack, they will have a free kick inside their own half. And Granit Xhaka, I think, is politely inquiring whether a card should have been shown for the challenge.
Caicedo was out to him like a flash there, wasn't he? I mean, I last see pace like that at around about 1 o'clock this afternoon when producer George was going for the rhubarb and custard.
Second helping.
In the pre-match offerings.
Yeah, like a shot, wasn't he? Xhaka waiting to take the free kick. George on my right here furiously scribbling away, keeping an eye on the scores for all of us as well. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1. That's the problem being the producer, you don't have a microphone, Steve, so you can't fire back, can you?
That's
just
right.
A free shot, that is. Reece James heads it down and away. Neto can't get away down the right. Reinildo plays it forward down the left for Sunderland. Lefay tries to jink his way past Reece James. James blocks his path, makes the tackle. Chelsea have it again. This is a very even contest at the moment. Caicedo, who started the Champions League game on Wednesday night at right back for Chelsea, came off early in the second half, now in that more familiar central midfield role. Garnacho's cross, headed away by Siddiqui. Caicedo might have got a little nudge in the back there, doesn't matter, Cucurella's behind him. Nods the ball back to Acheampong. Peterborough Blackpool is the bottom two meeting each other in League One this afternoon. There's been a goal, Jonathan Ledger.
First game in charge for Ian Evatt, and Blackpool have scored. They've played 6, lost 6 away from home, but they had the lead. Josh Bowler will claim it. There was a deflection off a defender, Peter Cleoso, but who's caring for Blackpool? Peterborough 0, Blackpool 1.
Harry Kane yet to score in the Bundesliga this afternoon. Just seen the half-time score roll through. Borussia Mönchengladbach 0, Bayern Munich 0. Chalobah's pass with his right foot across to Enzo Fernandez, wide to Neto. Neto with his left foot scoops one in. Cucurella's challenging for it again between Sunderland bodies, headed behind for the Chelsea corner. The Sunderland goal came initially from a long throw, Steve. Maresca was talking about the long throws in yesterday's press conference. See, George, when he's not eating rhubarb crumble, is scribbling down important things like this. Maresca said, we're trying to find solutions on how we can deal with it, but it's difficult because just with the long throws, they're inside the box. Most of them land inside the 6-yard box, so it's very complicated, and they didn't quite deal with it today. Chelsea corner coming here at Stamford Bridge. As soon as we see what they've done with this, we'll take you straight to Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday going into administration this week at home against Oxford. Last we heard they were 1-0 down. James's corner, nodded down. It'll come back to Reece James just outside the penalty area. Right-footed cross into the far post beyond everyone. Joao Pedro down, rolling around, theatrically holding his head in the box, looking for a penalty. Andy Madley is just saying to everyone, just wait. I'll wait and see if VAR have seen anything. Let's take you to Hillsborough. Shojo Saka.
Sheffield Wednesday 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Oxford 2. Oxford captain Cameron Brannigan with a direct free kick from 25 yards out. He curled it into the right-hand post. The mood's gone a little bit flat here. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Oxford 2, a great goal.
And a third goal in the first half at Crewe for Tom Gale.
The hosts have come from behind. Crewe 2, Grimsby 1. It's the same link-up. Villaloney, O'Reilly setting up Tesgel, who fired low from the penalty spot. Crewe 2, Grimsby 1.
Didn't finish the Maresca quotes. He went on to talk about Liam Delap, Steve, and you'll know this well. Liam's dad was the king of long throw-ins. That's Rory Delap, and in case we decide to go for long throw-ins, we should swap dad with son. Liam can stay home. We'll bring his dad in.
That was a throw, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that got launched into the box, and yeah, it's so hard to defend because it's the trajectory that it comes, and when you do play them teams that have got that, you try to set yourself up beforehand and work on it on the Thursday or the Friday, and you've got someone really that can't replicate that, so they come infield and they take a throw-in of that equivalent, but from another 20 yards in the pitch, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's really difficult to do, and everyone's doing it now, and so be it.
Andy Legg, I think, did he have a massive long throw for Cardiff? Dave Challoner.
Yes.
Yeah, good category that, actually. The long throw-in specialist. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1. 7 minutes to half-time. Newcastle still leading Fulham 1-0. Commentary of that game on Sports Extra. It was Australia leading England 8-0 in the Rugby League at half-time. There's a shot from Enzo Fernandez, which is hoiked over his own bar by Ballard. It wasn't really a strike on goal, that, from Fernandez. It was a hopeful ball into an area, but it very nearly did cause problems, and it has won Chelsea a corner.
Well, I think if there would have been an early shout from Roofs to say keepers, he would have claimed that. Ballard there a little bit discomplicated and didn't know his surroundings, decided to try and clear it and hiked it away for a corner, but something that they're working on, Chelsea, with their set pieces, in terms of just delivering it just to that near post area. You'll see Cucurella and then Neto starts sprinting towards the box and it goes towards the far post.
Okay, let's see what Reece James... Yeah, exactly that. He's whipped one into the near post. There's a flick on, and there's the shot from Garnacho, and Roof's got across his line just in time. Enzo Fernandez with the flick on. Garnacho sliding in on the half volley, got it on target, and Roof's got across his goal line in time to get his legs in the way. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1, Wycombe 1, Huddersfield 0 in League One. Lefay's ball over the top. Isidore will chase. Chalabar does well. Heads it down to himself. Turns. And Sunderland back off. Applause from the Chelsea fans. Wimbledon, Burton latest in League One. Charlotte Richardson.
Wimbledon 0, Burton 0. Brad Collins with a huge save to deny the Dons Omar Bugle from the penalty start after Marcus Brown was clumsily challenged. The rebound bounced off the post, cleared away. Wimbledon 0, Burton 0.
Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1. Reece James, high diagonal, looking for Garnacho. Hasn't quite got that right. Slices it out of play. And behind for the goal kick. 5 minutes left in the first half.
That set piece set up where the corner from either side, really, where they just sort of nonchalantly just clip it to the near post. It's very much of the Euro 96. Was it Gaza to Tony Adams, and then he flicks it for an oncoming steaming in Alan Shearer.
You're absolutely right. I can picture the goal.
Yeah.
Who was the best team you played in, Steve, for set pieces?
Oh, set pieces. I would have to say it would have been Stoke. Yeah, it would have been Stoke. It wasn't in the Tony Pulis era. It was just after that with the Mark Hughes, but we still had the heavy artillery where we've got height, power, determination. When you've got that with people that are steaming into the box, then they're always going to get at least first contact, more so second contact.
Another try in the Rugby League at Wembley. Sharon Shortall.
And it's gone the way of Australia, who now lead by 14 points to 0. They've flown out of the blocks at the start of this second half and capitalised with Angus Crichton dumbing his way over from 15 metres out for Nathan Cleary to convert. It's England 0, Australia 14 after 46 minutes.
You can watch that on BBC One. First of 3 tests in the Ashes. If you like your rugby union, over on Sports Extra 2 at the moment. It kicked off at 3:05. Bath against Bristol in full. 5 live BBC Sounds and the World Service at Stamford Bridge this afternoon. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1. It's Chalabar across to Acheampong. Wide it goes to Garnacho, Chelsea's early goal scorer on the left. 2 red and white shirted players in front of him. Teases them both, plays it back to Acheampong. He takes a touch. Joao Pedro then has to try and win a 50-50, which he can't, and suddenly Sunderland burst forward on the counter-attack. What a pass that is from Siddiqui to Bertrand Traore, the former Chelsea man. Chops inside to the left foot, curling shot easily saved by Sanchez down low to his right. Newcastle, Fulham latest. Lee Blakeman.
Newcastle 1, Fulham 0, but Smith Rowe goes close. Good save by Pope, low down to his left. It should have been 2-0 Newcastle though moments ago. Murphy's just been played through again, 1-on-1. Very similar run to the one he made for the goal. This time though, Leno, as he went for the same corner, big save to tip it round the post. Newcastle 1, Fulham 0 just about.
Closing stages of the first half at Stamford Bridge. The sunshine has disappeared for a second or two. Reece James at walking pace, midway inside the Sunderland half. Joao Pedro again loves collecting the ball there. Defender sort of 2 or 3 yards off him. You can see him looking over both shoulders and sort of trying to sense what's on. Pedro Neto's got pace. Reinildo, shoulder to shoulder, just leans into him, knocks him over. No free kick.
I think that's what they say, get to the gym, in that phrase. It's been a good contest on both flanks. Both full-backs have done really well, especially on this side with Hume and Traore doubling up on Garnacho because he has been a threat, which you see in the early parts of this game. But Sunderland at the moment are really dealing with the wide areas.
Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1. Caicedo lays it off here to Chalabar, across to Acheampong. All of this inside the Sunderland half. Garnacho, 15 yards in from the left-hand side, 35 yards from goal. Slides the pass to Enzo Fernandez. Low ball across to Acheampong, who has to scurry forward to get to that. And the pass forward to Joao Pedro for him was blocked off. Back to Chalabar. Bristol City scored late in the first half at Ashton Gate. And we're going to find out about that in just a second. Reece James plays back to Enzo Fernandez. Here's Chalabar. Chalabar across to Acheampong. Acheampong back to Chalabar. Sunderland want him to shoot, and he's not going to fall into that trap. He's going to play it across to Reece James. James to Fernandez. Fernandez just outside the penalty area, onto the left foot. Low pass to Caicedo, who has scored a few goals this season. Now Chalabar's going to hit one, palmed over the bar by Robin Roos. Chelsea corner on the way. Goal at Ashton Gate. Molly Stevens.
Bristol City 1, Birmingham City 0. Finally we have a breakthrough after a pretty dull first half when it comes to goalmouth action. Sinclair Armstrong goes on his own and fires low and right. Bristol City take the lead.
Norwich equaliser at Swansea. Norwich no win in 7. Swansea 1, Norwich 1. Dundee United 1, St Mirren 1. So Dundee United have equalised in the Scottish Premiership. Robin Roos has spilled the corner. Here Trowder is there to help him out. Hoiks it away high in the air. Cucurella, Garnacho, sliding challenge on him by Hume, and that is given as a free kick. Goal at Millwall in the Championship, Emily Herbert.
And Millwall are ahead. It's Millwall 1, Leicester City 0, and it's Femi Aziz, the man in form, finds the back of the net. It's his 4th goal in 4 games. The ball over the top, controls it brilliantly in the box and fires it past Souček in goal. Millwall 1, Leicester 0.
And another goal at Peterborough in League One, Jonathan Ledyard.
It's an equaliser for the second bottom team, Peterborough United. Matt Garbutt, as the Blackpool defence just stood off him, edge of the area. Thank you very much. Second goal of the season, Peterborough 1, Blackpool 1.
So Chelsea went in to take their free kick at Stamford Bridge. Last minute of the first half, it's the Hume sliding challenge here on Garnacho, where he gets the ball, gets in front of Garnacho, and then Garnacho goes tumbling over him. Chelsea actually went quickly with the free kick, and Enzo Fernandez came close to scoring. The referee wasn't going to allow that. That shouldn't be a free kick, Steve.
That should be a free kick. We've just seen the replay there, and as you said there, Hume got in front of Garnacho. It's not one of the ones where it was the ball and then it was the follow through and the impact. Really well timed tackle.
Free kick goes to the left to Garnacho, getting booed by the Sunderland fans. He's overhit the cross and curled it straight into the arms of Robin Roos. So then you get the joyous cheers from the Sunderland fans, and a 4th goal in the first half at Crewe. Tom Gale.
We're all level again, Ali. Crewe 2, Grimsby 2. The visitors equalising. Amaluzal right hand side of the penalty area. Weavy dribble, pulls it back to the penalty spot, and there is Jamie Walker to net his 2nd of the afternoon. Crewe 2, Grimsby 2.
Right, Garnacho's getting plenty of stick from the Sunderland fans. Has the ball at his feet, wide on the left for Chelsea. 3 minutes of added time. We've played almost a minute of that. Here's Reece James, inside right channel, quickly fizzes the ball out to Neto. Neto calmly back to James. James takes one touch, finds Chalabar to his left. Sunderland in that defensive shape, marshalling the edge of their box. Neto gets it onto his left foot, scurries infield, keeps dummying as if he's going to cross the ball, decides to hold on to it. Reece James outside him on the right, back to Neto, 25 yards out. Now the cross comes in and Roos is there, and he gobbles it up and says thank you very much.
You have to say they look really well drilled, really disciplined, Sunderland. When they get bodies behind the ball, there's no sort of knack in terms of them trying to get up to the ball. They're sort of saying, you try and break us down. We're going to stay in our shape. We know what we're doing. Can you be what are we saying here? Sort of well drilled enough to try and make that worldy pass. If it comes off, then great. If it doesn't, we'll frustrate again, and that would be the game plan.
Yeah, can Chelsea find that little bit of inventiveness, inspiration to try and break down a hugely organised Sunderland defence? Chelsea took the lead early in the game. Garnacho got in on the left-hand side and shot through the legs of Robin Roos. Sunderland equalised with Isidore from close range after the long throw. Deep cross from Enzo Fernandez looking for Garnacho. Clever little header from Hume, just nods it down, and Traore says, right, I'm going to take Acheampong on for pace, but Acheampong has got a long rangy stride, sticks with him. They were with each other there for about 10 yards, like they were bombing down a 100-metre track, and then Acheampong just held his man off, and Chelsea have the ball again. Fernandez on to Caicedo, late challenge on Caicedo, been caught on the right ankle by Isidore, and that'll be a free kick for Chelsea, and we've got 30 seconds left in what's been a really good watch in the first half at Stamford Bridge. 5 Live, BBC Sounds and the BBC World Service. Manchester United Brighton on the way at 5:30 on 5 Live this evening. Manchester United off the back of that win against Liverpool. Reece James's low cross into the Sunderland box, cleared to Xhaka on the edge of the area. Here's Reinildo. Reinildo chips one down the left-hand side. Chalabar will get there. Andy Madley's looked at his watch. That half-time whistle is coming any time soon. Reece James might play himself into trouble here. Very nearly did. And there goes the half-time whistle. Great run forward from Siddiqui for Sunderland to try and take it off Reece James. And that Steve Sidwell's been a really closely contested half of football. Chelsea got in front early, Sunderland with the equaliser, 1-1.
Well, the Chelsea goal come from a breakaway, didn't it? A real good counter-attack, and that's where they've looked dangerous. Other than that, when Sunderland have got behind the ball, they've struggled to really break them down. As you said there, that sort of, that one maverick, that bit of inspiration to try and sort of undo their defence has been forthcoming, really. But as for Sunderland, on the front foot, well and truly in this game, and they're looking to go on and win this game.
Yeah, two teams level on points at the start of this game, and pretty level in the game so far as well. Certainly in terms of the scoreline, Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1. Steve?
Half-time whistle's just gone at St James's Park. Lee Blakeman.
Newcastle 1, Fulham 0. Jacob Murphy with the goal following a Bassi error at the back. Murphy with the finish, in off the post, really well taken. Murphy hit the post before that and had a one-on-one effort saved by Leno after that. Voltemade hit the post in the first 5 minutes. Guimaraes fired one wide from the edge of the area too. For Fulham, Smith-Rowe had a shot well saved by Pope, as has Berger. Traore putting the follow-up to that one wide. So loads of chances, just the one goal. Newcastle 1, Fulham 0.
Let's go to Wembley Stadium. Australia well in control in the Rugby League Ashes. Sharon Shortall.
They absolutely are. 55 minutes gone now. England 0, Australia 14. England had a good chance with a 40-20 kick that set them up in a great position, only for George Williams to knock the ball on from 10 metres out. It's all Australia, though, that deserve this lead. England 0, Australia 14.
Sharon, thank you. You can watch that one right now on BBC One. 166 and out for the brilliant Jess Fishlock, who has just come off in the final moments of Wales versus Australia in that women's international. It is Wales 1, Australia 2. The great international career of Jess Fishlock has come to an end. Have we reached half-time at the Riverside in the Championship, Chris Coles?
We have, and Wrexham lead Middlesbrough by 1-0, all relatively comfortable for the visitors against a surprisingly flat Middlesbrough. The goal from Josh Windass, shooting from outside the box, zipped off an outstretched leg, which saw it rocket past goalkeeper Sol Bryn. Middlesbrough lacking intensity, just 3 attempts with a small A, all off target. Big improvement needed from the home side. Middlesbrough 0, Wrexham 1.
Whatever happens today, Middlesbrough will be second in the Championship, but Millwall can go just a point behind them. Half-time in their match with Leicester at the Den, Emily Herbert.
And it's Millwall who lead. It's Millwall 1, Leicester 0. It's Leicester who started the brighter. Fatawu causing all sorts of problems for Millwall's back line, but Millwall soon finding their rhythm, and it's the man in form, Femi Aziz, controls the ball over the top, bursts through the defence and lashes it into the roof of the net. His 4th goal in 4 games. What a run. Millwall are on. Half-time, Millwall 1, Leicester 0.
Below them, Bristol City on course to go 4th. Half-time in their game with Birmingham. Molly Stevens.
Yes, absolutely. Bristol City 1, Birmingham City 0 at half-time, and what a pretty even first half until the point where it looked almost certain that both sides would be heading down the tunnel to face some stern words from their managers. But Sinclair Armstrong made sure that wasn't the case for Bristol City. A crucial goal from him, struck well, right-footed, low and into the bottom right-hand corner just before the break. It lifts the home side up to 4th in the live table. And will this have turned the tide for more goals in the second half? We shall see. Bristol City lead Birmingham by 1-0.
Only goalless game in the Championship so far is Hull Charlton. Half-time there, Betty Glover.
Oh, that's unlucky for me. Hull 0, Charlton 0. Not a lot separates these two. Came into this level on points. Remember, Charlton just ahead in the table thanks to goal difference. It has been end to end. Lots of half chances. Tyrese Campbell looked the most likely to score for Charlton. He had 1 shot saved and a couple off target. Hull have got into some great positions themselves, but have just lacked that quality with the final touch. Hull 0, Charlton 0.
Odd day at Hillsborough for Sheffield Wednesday fans. Half-time in their game with Oxford United. Shojo.
Sheffield Wednesday 0, Oxford 2. Oxford led early on through Will Lancashire, stooping low and heading in from close range. The second, a long-range free kick from Cameron Brannigan, low and accurate from almost 30 yards out. In between those goals, Wednesday's 2 best chances fell to Bailey Kadamatari. The first one flashed wide as he was off balance. The second parried by the Oxford keeper. Half-time, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Oxford 2.
Other half-times for you. Derby 1, Queen's Park, Rangers 0. Carlton Morris with the goal there, ending a run of 7 games without a goal. Swansea 1, Norwich City 1 is a half-time scorer as well. Zan Vipotnik scoring his 7th of the season for Swansea. Into League 1, Stevenage Bradford City, Mark Webber.
where it's Stevenage 1, Bradford City 1. Bradford City opened it up 3 minutes in. The Stevenage defence unusually napping to allow Neil Byrne to slot home on the right. But Stevenage were up for the equaliser, so it was 18 minutes in. Harvey White hoovering up a rebound to slam it home. The top of League One as congested as the nearby A1M in rush hour. Stevenage 1, Bradford City 1.
Stevenage, one of the teams hoping to end the day top of the table, as are AFC Wimbledon at home to Burton. Charlotte Richardson.
Wimbledon 0, Burton Albion 0, with little opportunity in open play. The Dons rueing, not making the most of their golden chance from 12 yards out when they were awarded a penalty. Omar Bugle placed the effort low into the left-hand side. It was parried into a busy 6-yard area by Brad Collins. The follow-up effort hit the post before eventually being cleared, and that the biggest moment of what has been a scrappy half of football. These sides occupying positions at opposite ends of the table, but nothing to separate them. Wimbledon 0, Burton Albion 0.
What about that game right at the bottom? Peterborough Blackpool. Jonathan Ledyard.
It's good to be here. Peterborough will wonder how they're not well ahead. They've had more chances, but they then had to chase the game because they were caught cold by Blackpool's first shot on target after 34 minutes. Josh Bowler's shot deflected in by the United captain Peter Chioso, who was once on loan at Bolton under the new Blackpool manager Ian Evatt. However, home frustrations calmed by Matt Garbutt just before half-time. From long range, it's 1-1 at the stadium where Peterborough and Blackpool are hoping to climb near from the bottom.
Other half-time scores for you: Barnsley 0, Rotherham United 0 in that South Yorkshire derby. Leyton Orient 0, Lincoln 0, Northampton 0, Luton 0. Also goalless in the game between Reading and Doncaster Rovers. Wickham lead Huddersfield by a goal to 0. Huddersfield down to 10 as well because they had Alfie May, the striker, sent off on 25 minutes. Into League 2 next. Earlier full times, the leaders Walsall lost 1-0 at Cheltenham. It finished Fleetwood 2, Accrington 1. Half-time in the game between Crewe and Grimsby, and what a game. Tom Gale.
Crewe 2, Grimsby 2. Visitors led early on. Walker unmarked in the box, firing low past Booth. Crewe's equaliser came from a short Grimsby back pass. O'Reilly found Tesgell, who found the opposite bottom corner. The Stoke City loanee then bagged his second corner, not cleared, and Tesgell slotted home from the penalty spot. And it was Walker again with Grimsby's equaliser in stoppage time, finishing off from a cutback from the byline. 2 men on for a hat-trick. Half-time, Crewe 2, Grimsby 2.
So as it stands, MK Dons are going top of League 2 this afternoon. Russian Hepburn Murphy on the score sheet for them. They lead by a goal to 0 at Bromley. Other scores for you: there's been a red card in the game between Barrow and Barnet. It is for Barrow, but they do lead by a goal to 0. Gillingham 1, Salford 2, Harrogate 0, Newport 1. It's Notts County 0, Cambridge United 0. Also goalless in the games between Oldham and Shrewsbury, Swindon and Colchester. Tranmere 0, Chesterfield 1. What about the game between Crewe? We've just done that, sorry. Bromley and MK Dons. Let's get the details. Sam Ashu.
It's Bromley 0, MK Dons 1 at half-time. Steve, the Dons continuing their fine form, this time through a Rashawn Hepburn Murphy tap-in after fine work on the left-hand side from Nathaniel Mendez-Lang. We had a 10 or so minute break in play following a clash of heads between MK keeper Craig McGillivray and Bromley's Nicky McCamber. Both players were okay, but both were forced off. Bromley came close through top scorer Michael Cheek. His header coming back off the inside of the post. He thought it was in. He was wheeling away to celebrate, only to be disappointed. Bromley's unbeaten home record is under threat. MK on for 5 wins in a row. Bromley 0, MK Dons 1 at half-time.
Half-times in the National League. Braintree 0, Altrincham 0. Altrincham playing their first game since the departure of now former manager Phil Parkinson. Eastleigh 0, Morecambe 0. Forest Green lead Boreham Wood by a goal to 0. Truro are 2-0 up at Gateshead. Hartlepool United moving into the top half as it stands, leading Solihull Moors at Victoria Park by a goal to 0. Scunthorpe United going second at the moment. They lead 2-1 at half-time against Aldershot. Southend 0, Brackley Town 0. Also 0-0 in the game between Woking and Rochdale. Yeovil are 1-0 up against Carlisle United, and it is Wilston 1, Sutton United 2. Into the Scottish Premiership, Dundee United 1, St Mirren 1 is the half-time score. Dundee lead by a goal to 0 at Falkirk, and Livingston lead Motherwell by a goal to 0. In the Scottish Championship, the league leaders St Johnstone absolutely flying, 4-0 up at half-time at Morton. Adrionians lead Arbroath by a goal to 0. Queen's Park are down to 10. They're drawing 0-0 at half-time against Stair United. Also 0-0 in the game between Wraith Rovers and Partick Thistle. Ross County lead Dunfermline by 2-1. Games for you going on right now in Scottish League 1. We've got Alloa 0, Stenhousemuir 0. Stenhousemuir top of the table, 3 points clear of Inverness, who are currently drawing 0-0 at Peterhead. It is Montrose 0, Cove Rangers 1 and Kelty Hearts 0, East Fife 1. No games in Scottish League 2 today, so you are right up to date on 5 Live Sports. Second half commentary to come from St James's Park on Sports Extra and Stamford Bridge here on 5 Live after the news with Nick Hatfield.
The voice of the UK.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Prison sources have confirmed an asylum seeker who was mistakenly released from Chelmsford Jail yesterday was directed by staff to the train station. A delivery driver says Hadush Kabatu, who is serving a sentence for sexual assault, seemed very confused and returned 4 or 5 times to the prison before being sent to the station. The Metropolitan Police says the 41-year-old, who's from Ethiopia, travelled to East London. Our news correspondent Graham Satchell has been following the police inquiry.
They say that they have been examining CCTV footage and now can confirm that Kabatu got off the train at Stratford station, so he didn't make it all the way into the centre of London. And they're now looking at more footage from there, from further afield, including the transport network. They say they're not going to give a running commentary, but they have asked members of the public, if they've seen Kabatu, to contact them to call 999 straight away.
The left-wing independent candidate Catherine Connolly is expected to become Ireland's next president. Her only challenger, Heather Humphreys from Fine Gael, has conceded defeat in the election.
I just want to thank all of the people who have voted for me. I want to congratulate Catherine on becoming the next president of Ireland. Can I just say that Catherine will be a president for all of us, and she will be my president, and I really would like to wish her all the very, very best.
Labour Party members have elected Lucy Powell as their new deputy leader after Angela Rayner's resignation. She beat the Education Secretary Bridget Phillipson with 54% of the votes. The former US Vice President Kamala Harris has not ruled out running for the White House again. She's told the BBC she's confident there will be a female president one day. The full interview is on Sunday with Laura Koonsberg tomorrow on BBC One at 9 a.m. And Lord Taverne, a founding member of the Liberal Democrats, has died aged 97. He was also MP for Lincoln between 1962 and 1974. The leader of the Liberal Democrats, Ed Davey, has called him a passionate, principled and thoughtful colleague.
On Radio 4, the more you listen, the more you see.
It feels like Mad Hatter's Tea Party.
I'm Amanda Nucci, and this is Strong Message Here, where we stress test political buzzwords and phrases.
Ordinary people are slightly related to the Westminster bubble in the sense that they're not in it. Mm-hmm. And it's very, very burstable.
Every week, along with guests, writers and comedians, we'll cut through the waffle.
Like something out of the thick of it, innit?
Strong Message Here, decoding the doublespeak of politics. Listen on Radio 4 and BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Live Sports with Steve Crossman.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
Some Prem Rugby half-times for you. Exeter 27, Gloucester 12, Harlequins 35, Newcastle 0, Bath 19, Bristol 15. You can listen to that on Sports Extra 2. Leicester Sale is a 5:30 kick-off. The Aidan O'Brien trained Hawk Mountain won the final big race of the flat season, the Futurity Trophy at Doncaster. O'Brien completing a 1-2-3 in the race. He was crowned champion trainer. We will hear from him during Sports Report. And at the Women's Cricket World Cup, Australia thrashed South Africa by 7 wickets to set up a semi-final meeting against India. Alana King took best ever figures at a World Cup, 7 for 18.
As a bowler, you'd always love wickets to your name, but I know I can play a different role if it's us holding down one end of the one end and then the other bowler's coming on to take some wickets. So that's happened in the last couple of games, and I'm happy to play any role that presents itself to me, as long as I'm playing my role for Australia and hopefully put us in a good position.
And you talk a lot about trying to keep learning and improving all the time. Any other variations up the sleeve that you might be keeping for the finals?
I'm probably not going to reinvent the wheel in a week's time, so I'll stick to it. That's been working for me, and we'll go from there.
England, South Africa in the semi-finals. Back to Wembley, England, Australia in the Ashes Rugby League. Sharon?
Australia have extended their lead. It's now 20 points to 0. Angus Crichton with a second of the game. The defence had been pulled out wide. He exploited a gap back on the inside, and Nathan Cleary converted. It's England 0, Australia 20. We have just played over an hour, 66 minutes gone.
You can watch it right now on BBC One. Newcastle lead Fulham by a goal to 0. Second half just underway. You can listen to commentary right now on 5 Sports Extra. Our focus here on 5 Live is Chelsea and Sunderland level at 1 apiece. Second half commentary with Steve Sidwell and Ali Brucebald.
I heard you say as well, Steve, earlier on in the show, it's less than 4 weeks now, isn't it, to the cricket Ashes?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
and 10 weeks to Boxing Day, Ali.
Steady on, Steve, steady. We've not had Halloween yet. Halloween is more important in my household
than Christmas.
Family. Yeah. My eldest son, honestly, won't have Christmas.
Bar humbug, another sweets.
Halloween's the big one for us. Thank you, Steve. Welcome back to Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1. Waiting for the return of the Sunderland team. The Chelsea players are out there and ready to go, and we've just been deep in discussion, Steve Sidwell, with another 5 Live voice you regularly hear, Matt Upson, who's covering the game for someone else today, and we're all saying, do you know what, I think Sunderland could nick this.
They really can, well and truly in the game. I think they caught a bit flat-footed over there. They had a good start in the opening 2 minutes, but especially for that Chelsea goal, I think Hume was really more out of position, and then when Garnacho had that one-on-one, he didn't have that cover Sunderland to get back, but it's been the breakaway where Chelsea have looked dangerous. When Sunderland have got behind the ball and got bodies but behind the ball and look disciplined and strong, they just got to stay brave and stay high and don't keep dropping back and back. But on the breakaway, Sunderland looked really effective as well.
In terms of your position, Steve, in that sort of central midfield, talk to me about the partnership of Xhaka and Siddiqui, because that's the first time I've seen that live today. I think that's a lovely combination, that, isn't it?
It's a solid spine, and they're in front of obviously 3 behind them, that are towering defenders that love to defend as well. But the 2 in midfield, they just cover grass. Siddiqui, I've been really impressed with him. Real good energy, gets forward, gets back, loves doing the hard yards as well. But Xhaka's got that composure, got that bit of expertise, bit of experience that just knows the when, how, and when to slow the game down and when to just turn the ball around the corner and attack quickly.
Yeah, Granit Xhaka at 33 years old, first season at Sunderland, 141 Swiss caps, and Noah Siddiqui right at the other end of the scale. Democratic Republic of Congo he plays for at the age of 20, and he is one of those who Sunderland will lose for a period this season due to the African Cup of Nations, and there's quite a long list of players there, but the squad is big, is deep, and they've already got points on the board in this Premier League season. The second half is underway. Sunderland in the red and white vertical stripes, black shorts, red socks with the white tops, playing from right to left towards the shed end away to our left, and their fans housed in the left corner of that. Chelsea blue shirts, blue shorts, white socks. 4 wins in a row in all competitions. A couple of those in the Premier League have come against Liverpool and away to Nottingham Forest last weekend. Hull 1, Charlton 0. I can see is a goal in the Championship. We'll get the details on that in just a second. That has come early in the second half. And Shrewsbury 1 up away to Oldham. So details on the goal at Hull come from Betty Glover.
Lovely play on the edge of the area from Hull. Joe Gelhardt dances into the box, beats his defender, fires it into the far bottom corner. His 5th goal of the season. What a start to the second half. Hull 1, Charlton 0. Team
lineups coming in just a second here. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1. No changes made by either manager at half-time. Garnacho's cross from the left, headed away there by here Trauder. Wouldn't quite sit down for Joao Pedro to hit that sort of sidewinder volley. Caicedo's bundled off the ball. Lefay is dribbling inside his own half. Plays it back here to Trauder again. So he's on loan from RB Leipzig. 25-year-old Dutchman making a first start in the Premier League. Sunderland going to this back 3, and he's the middle of those centre-backs. Across it comes to Traore. He's got time to try and pick a cross here. Finds the head of Chalobah, though. He heads it straight up in the air. Again. Achampong is underneath it. Heads it only as far as Traore. Isidore, clever bit of skill inside the box, and then bravely Chalobah puts his head in where he knew he might get a boot on the head there, wins it, and gets Chelsea away down the left. And Garnacho suddenly makes up 30 yards quickly. Xhaka leaps into a sliding challenge, takes the ball, according to referee Andy Madley. Garnacho doesn't agree, and Sunderland come away with it down the right. Open start to the second half. Mukiele's not quite sure what to do here inside the Chelsea half, but that's a good pass to his right-hand side. He's continued the run as well. Edge of the box, there's the cutback, looking for Isidore in the middle, and Caicedo is there to avert the danger, clears it away. Sunderland throw.
Yeah, the Sunderland fans are loving that, and it's really good play on that right-hand side with Mukiele. Just a willing runner to get in behind and break that last defence. of Chelsea, and it's just down to Isidore. He puts a good box into the box. You've got to be breaking your neck. You've got to be expecting the ball to come into the box. Don't react to it. Get there, get on the end of it.
Right, one long throw in the first half for Sunderland led to a goal. It came from the right-hand side. This is in exactly the same position at the other end of the field. Mukiele with the long throw to the corner of the 6-yard box. Chalobah's having none of it this time, powers the header away, and it goes out for a throw-in to Sunderland. 2 goals in the space of 3 minutes. Oldham-Shrewsbury at the start of the second half. Oldham have equalised. Oldham 1, Shrewsbury 1. What about Middlesbrough-Wrexham in the Championship? Chris Coles.
Wrexham still 1 up, but here's a sign Rob Edwards was unhappy with the first half. A quadruple half-time change. You don't see that very often. Conway, Silvera, Ayling and Brown all on to try and rescue this for Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough 0, Wrexham 1.
Newcastle lead Fulham 1-0 in the Premier League. 2 3:00 kickoffs in the Premier League this afternoon, and commentary of that one is over on Sports Extra. Jacob Murphy with the goal. You're listening to this game on 5 Live BBC Sounds and across the globe on the BBC World Service as Enzo Fernandez flicks a header back to Chalobah. Under pressure, Lefay slides in, wins the ball, spins like a top on the ground and keeps the ball between his legs, gets himself up and has it for Sunderland on the left, tackled by Chalobah, and the referee I think is given a free kick, not a throw-in there, and Sunderland are really frustrating Chelsea here.
I've got to say, even though Chelsea were out before Sunderland, they have not turned up for this second half at all. Sunderland literally on the front foot, flying into tackles, flying on the press, trying to work their team into this game to get, I wouldn't say even back into this game, to get ahead of this game, because at the moment they must feel like they can go and win this.
Newport County, bottom of League 2, have lost 9 of their last 11 games. They're 2-0 up away to Harrogate, who've lost 7 of their last 9. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1. Sports report on the way at 5 o'clock, and then at 5:30 full commentary from Old Trafford of Manchester United Brighton. Lefay's free kick from the left, good delivery to the far post. Joao Pedro is there, flick back header away, and behind for a corner. Try at Wembley in the Rugby League. Sharon Shortall.
And it's gone the way of Australia again. A second one for Reece Walsh, who finished off the break he started from a lovely pass from Nathan Cleary. Cleary converted. Australia making a break again. England this time there with the tackle. But it's England 0, Australia 26. We've got 7 minutes to play.
So Australia dominant in the first test. First cricket test, Friday the 21st of November, early hours, 2:30 in the morning. Whip corner into the near post. Kukureya gets into a little bit of a mess there with Acheampong. Neither was sure who was going to play the ball. It's eventually cleared away, and then for some reason Siddiqui's left it to Neto. Garnacho is free in the middle, passes just behind him. Lefay makes the tackle, and the chance goes away for Chelsea on the counter. And now we've got a Chelsea player down, and the Sunderland players are waving here, and they want the game stopped. Enzo Fernandez has taken a knock to the left-hand side of his head. Sunderland was starting to attack, but actually, to be fair there, Sunderland fans are booing. A couple of Sunderland players were saying to the referee, stop the game, player down with a head injury. Barrow 1, Barnett 1 in League 2. I think they just bumped into each other as they were trying to get quickly downfield there,
Yeah,
Steve.
I'm just looking back at the break, though. It was real indecisive from Sunderland at the back, and it was a glorious chance for Chelsea to break, and the pass was just, they needed to delay the pass a bit, another 5 seconds I'd say from Neto. He had to just stay on the ball, let Garnacho get in front of him, then pass the ball into his path so he can run onto it. The delayed pass was just behind him. That then let Sunderland get players behind the ball.
Wimbledon have been in very good form recently in League 1. There's been a goal in their game. We can tell you about it right now. Charlotte Richardson.
Wimbledon 0, Burton Albion 1. Alex Hartridge heads home the ball from a great set-piece delivery from Charlie Webster. A perfect delivery, glanced home. The visitors have brought the game to Wimbledon after the restart. Wimbledon 0, Burton Albion 1.
And Newport have a third away to Harrogate. Harrogate 0, Newport 3. Two teams struggling at the wrong end of League 2. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1. 7 minutes into the second half, Enzo Fernandez suddenly comes racing back onto the field. Here Trauder may not have been aware of him there, having been off injured. Looked to come back in and win a tackle. Pass forward here towards Lefay. He's just lost control, and then he's fouled Kukureya. Free kick to Chelsea, left back position, midway inside their own half. Still 1-1.
I've got to say that Chelsea are going to have to get a foothold in this game, because the longer this goes on, and the one where Sunderland are disciplined and just frustrating, and Stamford Bridge will start to get agitated, and these fans would expect to win this game. There will be an expectancy that Sunderland have just got promoted, and if Chelsea are challenging to win the Premier League, they have to win this game at home.
Yeah, Chelsea last won the Premier League 2017 under Antonio Conte. I'm hearing there's been another goal at Hillsborough. Shojo Saka's our man there.
Sheffield Wednesday 1, Oxford 2, lift off here at Hillsborough. It is Sean Fuzaya, Sheffield-born Sean Fuzaya, who gets the goal. It was a cross which came right across the Oxford goal, not cleared properly. Fuzaya thumped it in. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Oxford 2.
Fabulous dribbling skills from Pedro Neto. He's eventually won Chelsea a free kick. I'm not sure we need all of that now. He's kicking his legs around on the floor, holding his face. He had two men on him. Eventually got a stray hand in the face. Chelsea do get the free kick. There's a penalty at Millwall. Emily Herbert.
Yeah, and it's a penalty for Millwall. Millwall looking to double their lead here. Mihajlo Ivanovic stands over it. The referee's just telling the players just to watch their back on the line. It was Aziz who was brought down in the box by Luke Thomas. Drifting into the box, he was brought down. Ivanovic steps up, right-footed shot, and it's saved. And Millwall will have to do a little bit more work here to double their lead. 55 minutes on the clock. Millwall 1, Leicester 0.
Goal at St James's Park, Lee Blakeman.
Equaliser for Fulham, Newcastle 1, Fulham 1. It was a brilliant cross down the left from Kevin, and it's gone in off the bar. Lukic, it was Jimenez with the initial shot, bounced down off the bar, and then Lukic has tapped it over to make it Newcastle 1, Fulham 1.
Commentary continues on Sports Extra. I wouldn't say this to Pedro Neto's face, but his reaction there to getting a very gentle touch to the face was absolutely embarrassing. Free kick for Chelsea. Reece James, that is fabulous delivery into the near post, and Sunderland have dealt with it and cleared it away. I mean, if he's your teammate, Steve, not even an opponent, I think you'd be saying to him, come on, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking down now, he's still holding his sort of eye or right cheek, but listen, there was contact there, but it was on the side of the face. It didn't look at all malicious. But just get up once you know you got the free kick. Yeah, you got the free kick. You're sort of working for it. But yeah, get up. Let's get this. Let's get the game going.
Yeah, I think in the age of replays, I mean, obviously inside the stadium, people may not see that again. It may not feature on Match of the Day tonight. But people watching the game saying, "What on earth are you up to?" 10:25 Match of the Day, BBC One tonight. Quite rightly won the free kick. The dribbling was brilliant under pressure, and Reece James cross in very nearly created a second Chelsea goal. Neto's down again. He feels he should have had a free kick there for the challenge by Reinildo. Play continues. Now Neto has suddenly got a bit mad here, and he's chasing around after the ball. Can't get there. Xhaka's overhit a pass. Siddiqui couldn't control it. He was trying to get it back to Xhaka, but the quality of pass from Xhaka wasn't good enough. Siddiqui really had to stretch out just to try and keep that ball in play. So Chelsea have the ball back again. Possible change. It's Estevao. Estevao is on his way. I am delighted about that. We're going to get half an hour of Estevao. He is a superstar in the making for Chelsea, the 18-year-old Brazilian. The Chelsea fans have already taken him to their hearts. Joao Pedro looking for the run of Garnacho, intercepted by Mukiele, cleared away for a throw-in to Chelsea. Needs a bit of Estevao, actually, I think.
Yeah, it's normally on the hour mark where you're going to make a change, and I've been watching closely that technical area of Chelsea, and the signal for Estevao to come back and get stripped off, exactly what this game needs. You say that spark, that little bit of maverick around that can just create something out of nothing, and all hopes are on him at the moment.
Cross comes into that Sunderland penalty area. Good leap from Reinildo to head the ball away. Chelsea are all pushed forward, so they have to go chasing back into their own half. Moises Caicedo is there first in his bright blue shirt. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1, Newcastle 1, Fulham 1. Enzo Fernandez's cross bounces dangerously. Ballard sticks a leg out. Cucurella gets there first, finds Garnacho, and the curler is miles off target. High wide, not very handsome. Behind for the goal kick. Another try at Wembley. Have England scored one, Sharon Shortall?
Indeed they have. They will not be nil this afternoon. I think that was probably the fear from quite a few of the fans in this ground today. Darryl Clark diving over from Acting Half, and Mikey Lewis to convert. We've just got 3 minutes remaining. It's England 6, Australia 26.
12 minutes gone in the second half here at Stamford Bridge. No time like the present for the change. Alejandro Garnacho comes off. Estevao comes on. Neto stays on, and Neto's going over to the left, Steve. I wondered what was going to happen there, because I think Estevao really does suit the right, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. And you've got to look at Sunderland now, and then Reinaldo, who's been absolutely superb. I've got to say, up against Neto. We're looking at Estevao coming on now and thinking, OK, for the last half hour of this game, I have to be absolutely on it, because this boy has got some talent. He can go inside, outside, he'll get on the ball, he'll make things happen, and that's what he's going to be brought on to do.
Yeah, and I think that is why that was quite an important goal for Garnacho in the first half as well for Chelsea. He is under serious pressure, I think. Well, they all are. I mean, Jamie Gittins has been playing well recently. wide for Chelsea. The choices are endless for them. Next up is Wolves away in the League Cup on Wednesday. Then they're away at Spurs next weekend, and then they go to Qarabag in the Champions League. And Qarabag have won 2 of their first 3 games, so that will not be a pushover. Crawley 2, Bristol Rovers 0 in League 2. So Bristol Rovers have lost their last 3 going into that game, conceding 10. They've conceded another 2 already this afternoon. Chelsea have given the ball away. Cucurella works hard to retrieve the situation. Passes back to Acheampong. Estival, there he is. Long sleeve shirt, black cotton gloves on his hands, white socks pulled high, just manoeuvring himself into a position on the right, looking to receive the ball for the first time this afternoon. Reece James gets his head up and finds him. Suddenly there's a buzz inside the stadium, but Estival is deep, can't do much with it from there. Plays back to James. James's curling pass is looking for the run of Guiu, who's making a first Premier League start for Chelsea, the former Barcelona man. Trying to hold on to the ball. Was he fouled there? No, referee had a good view of that. Dan Ballard doesn't mind putting himself about in the challenge, wins the ball. Xhaka's overrun it, runs into Caicedo, gets another chance to pass to Lefay. Lefay looking for Isidore. Isidore will get there first, slides in on Acheampong. Acheampong was brave there. Acheampong's taken a knock, but the sliding challengers won the ball, and suddenly we're down the other end of the field. Just over half an hour to play. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1. Neto wide on the left now. Cucurella in support. Gets the cross in. It's beyond Joao Pedro. Comes to Estival. Oh, the shot hits Guiu, I think. No, it hit a Sunderland defender. It goes behind for a corner.
Well, that starts from Acheampong's tackle there. That had to be spot on, because if Isidore would have just glided past and brought him down, he would have been sent off. So it all starts from there. Then it's the quick break down the left-hand side, and it's a ball that slides into the box, and that's what you want to see. When one winger crosses the ball, you want the other winger to be in the box, making a nuisance. It falls to Estival. First thought, can I get a shot?
Leyton Orient 1, Lincoln 0. That's the voice of Steve Sidwell with us at Stamford Bridge here. Former Premier League footballer. You're listening to us on 5 Live, BBC Sounds and the BBC World Service. Reece James in swinger to that near post. Chelsea have gone for it time and again, headed away towards Neto. Side footer pass to James, on the wrong foot for him, left foot, high looping cross to the far post. Estival gets his body in the way, beats Hume to the ball, finds Joao Pedro, another cross into the Sunderland area. Header is flicked away, James is there, knocks it past Traore, cross into the far post, Roos stretches, gets a hand on it. Important hand as well, and Estival is beaten to the ball, and Sunderland able to work it away down the left. Kept in by Trauder, he's done well there. Kept it in on the touchline, knocked it into the foot of Estival, and Sunderland get the throw. Newcastle-Fulham latest, Lee Blakeman.
Newcastle to go back in front, it's still 1-1. Gordon with a cross, Guimaraes, free header, 8 yards out, wide of the top corner. Botman's just gone off injured. Newcastle have made a triple change. Share on for him, Tonali and Barnes on 2. Newcastle 1, Fulham 1.
Can't remember if I said this, but if I have, forgive me. Leyton Orient 1, Lincoln 0. Barrow 1, Barnet 2. And Doncaster, Billy Sharp has scored for Doncaster away to Reading. Reading 0, Doncaster Rovers 1. 16 minutes gone in the second half. Next break in play will take you to Old Trafford, where John Murray has the team news waiting. The ball has gone out of play for a Chelsea throw, so now is the time for that. Manchester United Brighton on the way on 5 Live in full at 5:30. John has the team news.
And no Harry Maguire for Manchester United after his winning goal at Anfield last Sunday. A knock in training. Yoro is in for him, and Sesko is back in to start with Mount on the bench. Malacia is also a substitute for Manchester United. Just the one change for Brighton. De Kuyper is in for Gomez, who's a substitute.
Paul Robinson, former England goalkeeper, alongside John for commentary. Then it'll be into 6:06. Updates of Brentford-Liverpool into that, which kicks off at 8 tonight. The boxing, the undercard, you can start listening to that at the O2 Arena from 8:30 on Sports Extra. From 10 o'clock tonight, the big fight on 5 Live. Fabio Wardley against former world champion Joseph Parker. Sunderland nearly nicked the ball off Chelsea inside the Chelsea half. Chelsea have rescued the situation. Reece James passes to his right to Estival. Full-time whistle has blown at Wembley. Sharon Shortall.
And the first test has been won by Australia by 26 points to 6. They outscored England by 4 tries to 1. Plenty to think about heading into next week's game for Sean Wynne. It finished England 6, Australia 26.
Caicedo running forward with the ball for Chelsea here. So Newcastle 1, Fulham 1, Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1 in the Premier League this afternoon. Estival, what's he got for us this time? A couple of defenders in front of him. Not prepared to make the tackle. He's allowed to hit a low pass back to Chalobah. Central position, 30 yards from goal. Goes to the right again. Reece James is there. Esteval just inside him, finds Esteval, takes the ball on that wand of a left foot, just plays it sideways 10 yards to Enzo Fernandez. Across it comes to Neto. Cucurella makes a little run, thinks about the 1-2. Cucurella side foots it back to Acheampong. Tension in the air here at Stamford Bridge. Enzo Fernandez whips it out low to the right to Reece James. James up against Lefay, works it on to the right foot, James, and then scoops the cross into the foul. Oh, Cucurella went for the header. Roof's caught him. Now Roof's got the ball as well. Roof's had only eyes for the ball there. Play continues. Cucurella is down with a head injury inside the 6-yard box. Play is continuing. Neto gets another ball in. That's going to go out of play for a Chelsea throw. And Chelsea, Steve Sidwell, I think will inquire about a penalty because it's heavy contact from Roos on Cucurella. But the keeper goes for the ball, gets the ball, and it's the follow-through, isn't it? It's the arm that just... Cucurella's brave, actually, to go for the header.
Yeah, it's one of the ones where as soon as it's in the air, I'm looking at it going, this is going to be a little bit of a car crash, this, because the two of them collide together, totally innocuous. Both of them are going for the ball, and you're right, Roos gets the ball first, but the bravery of Cucurella, they're so determined. We know the player that he's like, we know the attitude that he's got. He wants to win and get to every single ball with all his might. He really takes a real pounding to the turf as well. That was where my real concern.
Yeah, contact with Roof's arm, and then he was up so high, clattered to the floor as well. Cucurella is sitting up. That's good news while we wait for the game to get back underway. Now let's check in on Newcastle-Fulham. Lee Blakeman.
Newcastle 1, Fulham 1. Fulham on the attack here at the moment, though, with Kevin. Iwobi to the edge of the area. They're on top at the moment. Fulham. Iwobi's shot is blocked, and a few moments ago, Jimenez has just gone close with a scissor kick, which was well saved by Nick Pope. Midway point of the second half, Newcastle 1, Fulham 1.
Rotherham 1 up at Barnsley in League One. Let's bounce you around the grounds a bit into the Championship. Middlesbrough-Wrexham, Chris Coles.
Wrexham still leading 1-0, but the Middlesbrough quadruple change has had the desired impact. They're much brighter in this second half. One of those changes, Tommy Conway, great position inside the box, left foot shot straight at the goalkeeper. Middlesbrough 0, Wrexham 1.
Shamstein Talby is getting ready to come on for Bertrand Traore for Sunderland. Cucurella's on his feet, off the pitch at the moment. He's going to be able to continue. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1. Millwall-Leicester being watched by Emily Herbert.
It's still Millwall 1, Leicester City 0. They're continuing to dominate this game. Millwall, Ivanovic had that penalty saved, but the pressure continues to pile on. Leicester looking to avoid back-to-back defeats. Millwall 1, Leicester 0.
League One leaders Cardiff beaten at lunchtime away to Bolton. Second against third. Stevenage against Bradford. Mark Webber.
Well, it's still Stevenage 1, Bradford 1, both sides going for it in this early half. Jamie Reid heading the siding netting, and Joe Wright coming close with a chance for Bradford City. It's Stevenage 1, Bradford City 1.
Players back underway at Stamford Bridge. Cucurella is not yet back on the field. Sunderland building from inside their own half. Siddiqui with a step over there, no teammate to collect the ball behind him. Chelsea have a throw. Steve Sidwell.
A really good substitution this one, I think, with Talby coming on, because he has got threat and pace in behind, and with Chelsea being on that front edge trying to sort of get ahead of this game, especially on that left hand side with Neto and Cucurella, he could find a little gap to exploit and be a 1v1 with Acheampong.
These two teams have met each other at Stamford Bridge in the Premier League 16 times. 13 Chelsea wins, 3 Sunderland wins. There has never been a draw. It's level at the moment, though. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1. Guiu trying to run off the back of Ballard. Ball hits Ballard, and then Reinildo. He's just waiting for the challenge from Esteval there, waiting for the contact, facing his own goal, facing his own byline, hoping Esteval's going to knock him over. He does. So that will be a free kick to Sunderland in the left-back position. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1, Newcastle 1, Fulham 1.
They'll have to be clever here now, Sunderland. These are the times where they have to get a breather, because they have worked tirelessly for 66, 67 minutes, and it's now going to be part of that game where you do not want the back line, especially the back line, to be disjointed. They've been so good in terms of their distances between them and the midfield. They don't want to be disjointed and have gaps appear where Chelsea players can exploit that. So really important time now for Sunderland.
Sunderland caught offside. Free kick for Chelsea. What have we got left? We've got a quarter of the game left, about 23 minutes plus added time. Cucurella digs his left foot underneath the ball, looking for the pace of Neto. Neto sprints down the left-hand touchline, gets there first, and Trey Hume backs off. Cucurella is immediately there in support in his bright orange boots. Passes across to Caicedo. Caicedo's ball whipped into the penalty. Volleyed effort from Enzo Fernandez. No pace, looped up in the air, and Roofs makes the catch. Reading have equalised against Doncaster in League One. Reading 1, Doncaster 1. Roofs clears with his left foot for Sunderland. Lefay lets it drop over his right shoulder, flicks it forward down the left-hand touchline, and then drags Reece James back. And again, the fullback waits for the contact and the challenge. Lefay is silly enough to do it, Free kick for Chelsea.
Well, it was some take, wasn't it? I mean, he pulled this ball out of the sky, sort of done a little pirouette and a swivel, and then just dragged it. It was like Berbatov-esque.
Yes. I was going to say Bergkamp-esque, but I think Berbatov as well, yeah.
Yeah, Dennis, he was... he could play with slippers on, that man. That guy.
Steve Sidwell with us here at Stamford Bridge. Watching Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1. Outside of the right foot from Reece James. Enzo Fernandez under pressure just inside the Sunderland half. Turns, finds James again. James to Fernandez, wide on the right. Pass comes back to him off Lefebvre. Fernandez starts to work his way into the heart of the Sunderland midfield. Back to Chalobah, across to Acheampong. Wide it goes to Neto. Cucurella points, says I don't want the ball here. Play it back, and Neto's not interested in that. Neto's on the move, infield, can't find Guiu. Mukiele on the turn, prods it forward. There's Talby, now on as the substitute, the Moroccan. Clever little back heel into the path of Hume. Great football by Sunderland. Then the pass to the left finds Xhaka. Xhaka tried to force one out to the right-hand side. Well read by Caicedo and intercepted. Proper arm wrestle. Great tussle this at the moment.
It's really good play from Sunderland, though, isn't it? They're not worried about staying on the ball and playing their way out. You know, they need to go long if they have to, but you know, they don't seem panicked, do they? You know, they're playing really good, confident football, and they try and play their way. And then if there's a pass to be, as you say, there, Xhaka forced that pass, but if there's a pass on to try and break a line, they'll try it and they'll do it.
Yellow card for Enzo Lefebvre. Just while Steve was talking there, Chelsea played themselves into a spot of bother. Chalobah went for it. Lefebvre saw an opportunity, slid in, missed the ball, caught Chalobah. He's been booked for the challenge, and I can see Swansea lead Norwich 2-1 in the Championship. Chelsea have taken their free kick. Barrow 2, Barnet 2. So Barrow back level in that game in League 2 as well. Acheampong plays to the left-hand side. Back it comes to Acheampong again. Just over 20 minutes to play. Reece James, floated ball, looking for Cucurella. Chests it down inside the penalty area on the left, and then it gets away from him. He slices the cross actually into the body of the Sunderland defender who followed him there, Mukiele. So Chelsea will have a corner.
He'll keep making them runs. Cucurella, he's got so much energy. He'll try and break them lines, getting behind that Sunderland back line.
Corner taken short. James to Neto, back to James. Here's Neto again. He wants it on that left foot, rolls the ball in front of him, then flicks a little pass back to Caicedo, out to Neto on the left. Can't quite get the cross in. Again, passes across the face of the box. Here's Esteval. Been quiet for the last 5 minutes or so. Drops the right shoulder, back on the left foot. Sweetly timed pass to James. Finds Enzo Fernandez. Couple of touches. Right-footed shot. Straight at the keeper, Roofs, who makes a comfortable catch on his goal line. Flops forward. And it remains Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1. And then Roofs sees an opportunity. Runs to the edge of the box. Fires it forward to Talby, who is able to control that. Back to Siddiqui. Caicedo comes running in. Hits the clearance into the shins of Siddiqui. Falls for Cucurella, luckily for Chelsea. And it opens up for Chelsea on the right-hand side. You can hear the urgency from the home fans now. They want their team sitting second in the Premier League table tonight. Whoever wins this game will be in that position. Neto, chance to run at Hume. Speeding towards the edge of the penalty area. Cross in with his right foot. Flick to the far post. Esteval. Ball sits up on him. Won't quite come down. Fernandez with the header from the cross. Straight at the keeper. Roofs. Another easy save.
Well, Sunderland will take that all day long in terms of the shot before that from Enzo Fernandez outside the box. You know, they're making Chelsea go from one side to the other. They're really staying narrow. And again there, that chance, what a header from the penalty spot. Very hard to score from there. But that's the determination, the discipline. We keep saying it from this Sunderland team. I'm just looking now though on the 71 minute mark, there's a bit of body language out there from some of these Sunderland players that look like they're just tiring, so maybe a few substitutions from their end that might be needed.
5 Live Sports Report is half an hour away. Steve Crossman in the hot seat today. Half an hour of Sports Report followed by full commentary from Old Trafford of Manchester United Brighton. Then it's into 6:06. James's pass out to the right. Esteval jumps, fouls Reinildo. Sunderland will get a free kick. 5 Live's Premier League Sunday tomorrow. Arsenal Palace, that promises to be a really good game. Kicks off at 2 o'clock at the Emirates Stadium. The other Premier League 2 o'clock kickoffs you can listen to via the BBC Sounds app on the Sports Extra stream. So Villa Manchester City on Sports Extra. Bournemouth Nottingham Forest on Sports Extra 2. Wolves Burnley on Sports Extra 3. We've also got Everton Spurs in full on 5 Live at 4:30. And if you're a Formula 1 fan, the Mexican Grand Prix is live from 7:45 tomorrow night. The qualifying session on Sports Extra tonight. Coverage starts at 5 to 10. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1. Just checking the video printer, seeing if other goals have gone in elsewhere, but all quiet on the Western Front in that regard. Just over 15 minutes to play in all the 3 o'clock kickoffs this afternoon. Chalobah, not quite sure what to do with the ball. Brings it forward 5 yards. Acheampong's a confident young centre-back. Fires the pass out low to Neto. Back it comes to Acheampong. Double change coming for Sunderland, which is exactly what Steve Sidwell was just talking about. Just to try and fire a little bit of energy into this team performance in the last 15 minutes to try and come away with a worthy point, or possibly even a famous win. Last time they won here, 2014, under former Chelsea midfielder Gus Poyet on 2-1 with a late goal from Fabio Barini, which started a late charge up the table to escape the clutches of relegation. Sunderland are dropping deeper here, and Chelsea are passing the ball around in front of them. Reece James has it 10 yards inside the Sunderland half. Joao Pedro's flick, looking for Guiu. Guiu can't hold on to it. Sunderland start to play inside their own half. Straight ball from Xhaka to Isidore. Isidore across to Lefay, inside his own half. Diagonal ball, what a run from Xhaka. Lets the ball bounce in front of him. Can he get the cut back here? Xhaka into the penalty area. Great block by Acheampong. Went for the shot rather than the pass, and Steve Sidwell is pointing at Talby.
That's right, and it's a great run from Xhaka, the energy to get him behind, and he does ever so well to create an opening. And I think what he does is he sees the headlines tomorrow on the newspaper. Instead of squaring it to Talby, who breaks his neck to try and get there and support, and he had a free chance. If the ball had just been rolled across, he had a free hit at Sanchez's goal. Poor decision there from Xhaka, a tired decision.
Yeah, made the lung-busting run, got into position, chopped back onto his right foot, and he knows, you can see the body language now, he's shaking his head, he knows he should have fed the pass. Sunderland about to make the double change here at Stamford Bridge. Newcastle, Fulham, latest from Lee Blakeman.
Newcastle 1, Fulham 1, another chance for the winning goal, possibly this time it's gone the way of Newcastle. Good build-up play down the left. Gordon and Joel Linton picking out Guimarães, 20 yards out, shot just wide of the bottom corner. Ilanga's just come on for Newcastle, Josh King for Fulham, and we have got 10 minutes to go, 1-1.
Chris Rigg is coming on for Sunderland, and so is Brian Brobby, one of the summer signings from Ajax. Isidore and Lefay have come off. Jamie Gittins waiting to come on for Chelsea. That's going to be a double change as well. Latest from Middlesbrough, Chris Coles.
Glorious opportunity for Wrexham to double their lead against unbeaten at home Middlesbrough. Kiefer Moore, header from 4 yards out. No one Wrexham would have wanted on the end of this cross, Moore, but he hit the crossbar. Still Middlesbrough 0, Wrexham 1.
Notts County 1, Cambridge United 0 in League 2. Right, Jamie Gittins on, Guiu off, Tosin on, Acheampong off. Lots of changes at Stamford Bridge. 15 minutes to play here. Just run you through what's going on elsewhere in the football. 15 minutes in all. The 3 o'clock kickoffs here. 5 Live, BBC Sounds and the World Service. So in the Premier League, Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1 here. Newcastle 1, Fulham 1. Championship results today. Coventry, the leaders, beat Watford 3-1. Ipswich beat West Brom 1-0. Stoke were 1-0 winners at Portsmouth. Southampton 1-0 up at Blackburn at the moment. Bristol City 1, Birmingham 0. Derby 1, QPR 0. Hull 1, Charlton 0. Wrexham 1 up at Middlesbrough, as we just heard. Millwall leading Leicester by 1-0. Oxford United 2-1 up away to Sheffield Wednesday. And it's Swansea 2, Norwich 1. We'll get back to League 1 and League 2 in a second. Play back underway here at Stamford Bridge. Crawley Town have a third goal against Bristol Rovers in League 2. They lead 3-0, and Jack Wilshere's Luton have scored away to Northampton. So Northampton 0, Luton 1. Here's Reece James on the ball for Chelsea in the centre circle. Back to Caicedo. Caicedo wants people to move either side of him. Reece James does that. James side foots a little pass to his right. Here's Enzo Fernandez. That is a clever ball into the box. Esteval brings it down, turns in one movement. Cross just in front of Joao Pedro, went sliding in, couldn't make contact with the ball. Everything bar the execution of the pass there was just wonderful. It's so silky from Esteval.
Yeah, I thought his run was just a bit too early. I thought I was waiting for the offside, like the assistant referee to put the flag up, but the play on was consumed, and yeah, couldn't find that real killer pass.
Here's Chalobah from deep, cross into the far post, and Sunderland very cleverly let that bounce. Neto was approaching, hoping to hit it first time, got away from him, goes behind for the goal kick. England's women back in action this evening for the first time since winning the Euros. 5:30 kick-off at the Etihad Stadium They're playing Brazil. Showpiece friendly. Katie Smith has the team news.
And the biggest questions were around the defence. Who was going to start in goal with Hannah Hampton out injured? The answer, Manchester City's Kiara Keating makes her England debut today at the Etihad ahead of Anna Morehouse. Man United captain May Letizia gets a call up at the back with Esme Morgan also starting. No Leah Williamson, of course, out injured. So Kira Walsh captains the side today.
Thank you, Katie. Full commentary on Sports Extra of England-Brazil. Kicks off at 5:30. Latest in League One, Burton 1 up at Wimbledon, Rotherham 1 up at Barnsley, Leyton Orient 1, Lincoln 0. As we heard, Luton 1 up at Northampton, Peterborough 1, Blackpool 1, Chelsea trying to play out from the back here. Caicedo just outside his own penalty area. Hoof forward by Chalabar up towards Joao Pedro, leaps to win the header, and that is a foul, and it'll be a free kick for Sunderland. Reading 1, Doncaster 1, Stevenage 1, Bradford 1. Wycombe lead Huddersfield 2-0. Results from earlier on today: the leaders Cardiff beaten at Bolton 1-0, Mansfield 1, Wigan 1. And in League 2, early kickoffs, leaders Walsall lost last weekend, lost this weekend, lost 1-0 at Cheltenham. Fleetwood 2, Accrington 1 it finished. Currently Barrow 2, Barnet 2, MK Dons 1 up at Bromley. Crawley comfortably ahead 3-0 against Bristol Rovers. Crewe 2, Grimsby 2, all the goals in the first half there. Salford 2-1 up at Gillingham. Bottom of the league, Newport at the start of the day 3-0 up at Harrogate. Notts County 1, Cambridge 0. Oldham 1, Shrewsbury 1. Swindon and Colchester goalless. Swindon starting the day in second. Tranmere 0. Chesterfield 1. And now a goal at Bromley. Sam Ashu.
It's Bromley 1, MK Dons 1, the home side a level. It all comes from an in-swinging corner from Mitch Pinnock. He's put in about 20 crosses already this afternoon. This one paid off. Bit of carnage in the box. It falls to Deji Eliware, who couldn't miss. It's Bromley 1, MK Dons 1.
Blackburn equaliser in the Championship, 1-1 against Southampton. Are we going to get a winner here? Joao Pedro onto the ball inside the Sunderland box. Dummies across, takes it down towards the byline. Followed there by the Sunderland defender. Little step over, left-footed cross into the far post. Gittins coming a little bit close there. It drifts over his head. Xhaka lets it run out of play, and it goes behind for the goal kick. So, Steve Sidwell, 10 minutes to play. Changes made. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1. It's on a knife edge.
It is on a knife edge, and I think they're the openings that Chelsea need. Them runs that are just sort of in behind that sort of in between the back three of Sunderland and the wing backs, sort of in them channels where Pedro can just isolate Michele or the other Sunderland fullback on the other side. Then it's about the quality of the cross. But I have to say, every cross that has come in has either been too short or too far, and when it's been in a good position, Sunderland have dealt with absolutely everything today.
So 10 minutes to go, 1-1 as it is at St James's Park. Enzo Fernandez, loads of time and space on the ball. Neto has run straight into Reinildo, who's taken it off him, sees an opportunity for a counter-attack here, steaming forward down the left. Talby's switch flanks to the left, crosses in, should be Sanchez's ball, throws a left arm at it, gets a touch. I think the last touch, though, came off Brian Brobby, the now Sunderland centre forward. Yes, it did, it came off his back, and it's gone behind for the Chelsea goal kick.
Again, Sunderland with the initiatives of when they get bodies wide, they get also bodies in the box. They're not just prepared here now on the 80th minute to sit here and take a 1-1 draw away from home at title contenders, you'd say, Chelsea.
Joao Pedro thought he won a free kick there. He was being dragged back by Ballard, but he was in an offside position. It's a Sunderland free kick. Newcastle Fulham latest. Lee Blakeman.
1, Fulham 1. Joel Linton's just gone close. Before that, Tonali shot straight at the keeper. Ilanga's had a shot blocked from 8 yards. That's a brilliant game, this, wide open. We have got 6 minutes to go as Fulham bring on Kearney. It's Newcastle 1, Fulham 1.
If you want to listen to that one, it's in full on Sports Extra. Ballard's header into the Chelsea box. Chalabar leaps high. Fernandez second header. Ball drops just outside the Chelsea area. Stooping forward, there is Tosin this time. Nods it away. Mukiele. 1-2 didn't come off, and Estevao was nearly away through the middle there. Caicedo's lost it, and here's Trauder hits the shot. Cucurella turned his back, makes the block. Still Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1. Here Trauder has the ball, plays it to Xhaka. Sunderland come back into their own half. Siddiqui under pressure from Neto, but has time to control the ball, play it back to his goalkeeper Robin Roofs outside his penalty area. Swings a left boot at the ball, hits it straight at Caicedo. Could shoot, but doesn't from the halfway line. Up towards Joao Pedro, who tries to nod it down to a teammate, and Xhaka intercepts.
He's done it before, hasn't he? Caicedo scored, I think, from the halfway line. Was it last season? He had a shot
was it? I'm surprised he didn't take that on. You could hear the Chelsea fans screaming shoot, couldn't you?
Roofs was out of his box. The shot was there. I'm surprised he didn't take it.
Yeah. Wycombe 3, Huddersfield 0. So that looks like it's going to be a comfortable win for Wycombe in League One. We've got 8 minutes. plus added time remaining at Stamford Bridge. I think Lee Blakeman said it was 6 minutes remaining at St James's Park. Brobby's up high over the back of Tosin, lands very heavily, but he's okay, which is good to see. Throwing for Chelsea, right back position, 1-1.
The Chelsea fans are really going to get behind their team now, because you can see it from up here, from our point of view. The game's just stretched, it's really opened up, and I think that's going to suit Chelsea. But in saying that, Sunderland, they're not laying down either. They're seeing an opportunity, they're committing bodies forward as well.
Chelsea trying to play out, and just see potentially a mistake coming. There's some last-ditch challenges going in at the moment. One from Chalabar, he's claiming that's going to go out for a throw into Chelsea. He wasn't sure, eventually he knocks the ball into the legs of Talby. It's going to be a goal kick for Chelsea instead. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1. Goal at Middlesbrough, Chris Coles.
1-1 the scoreline here as well. A Middlesbrough equaliser. Their pressure finally tells. It's Hayden Hackney at the back post. A powerful header crashes into the back of the net, and Middlesbrough may have salvaged their unbeaten home record. Middlesbrough 1, Wrexham 1.
Coventry with the win earlier on today on 28 points. Middlesbrough draw would put them on 25. Millwall currently on 23 if they win this afternoon. Bristol City on 22. Chelsea attacking down the left with one of their subs, Gittins, tackled by Mukiele. Throw in for Chelsea. 6 minutes now, plus added time remaining. Manchester United, Brighton commentary on the way. Another double change coming for Chelsea. Andre Santos and Tyreek George coming on. Might we get a winner at Newcastle? Lee Blakeman.
I don't know how we have it, to be honest with you. It's still Newcastle 1, Fulham 1. Newcastle on the attack here again with Guimaraes. Nawi Lango, we've just gone close. Joel Linton with a ball over the top. Tonali, right side of the area, hit it first time. Brilliant save by Leno to keep it out. Newcastle 1, Fulham 1.
João Pedro and Neto off, Andre Santos and Tyreek George on. Tyreek George, who came off the bench to score early in the second half against Ajax on Wednesday. Heading towards the last 5 minutes of the game. Both goals in the first half. Garnacho scoring first for Chelsea. Isidore for Sunderland with his 4th of the season. Cucurella flick cross to George, heads it straight up in the air, and Roos just leaps and makes the catch.
Well, again, it's routine for Sunderland. They've made it so hard for Chelsea this afternoon in terms of getting crosses in and trying to find gaps, because the depth from the Sunderland backline to the Sunderland forwards must be about 20 yards, I'd say, from top to bottom. They're so compact, they've made it really, really difficult for Chelsea.
Ball played out from deep by Mukiele. Brobby is holding off Chalabar, gets the ball, chests it down, tries to backheel it through Chalabar. Chelsea work it away. Cucurella plays it to Chalabar. Infield to Caicedo. Caicedo just short of the halfway line. Tired pass forward, doesn't find its target. Wide on the left, there was Gittins. Ballard under pressure, but plays an excellent pass to the right-hand side. That's Chris Rigg. Cucurella took the ball there. Rigg's gone over his leg after that, and the referee has decided that is a free kick to Sunderland. And Cucurella puts his head in his hands. He's aghast at the decision. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 1.
Well, it's a chance now for Sunderland to put their big guns up, and they're walking very slowly to get into a position, especially Ballard. He'll be one that will certainly look to get on the first contact to make it sort of goal bound, and it will be about the delivery. I think is it Xhaka on that far side that is over the ball.
Dundee United 2, St Mirren 1. Goal at Crewe, Tom Gale.
Crewe look to have won it. Crewe 3, Grimsby 2. It's a hat-trick for Emery Tezgal. The substitute Holacek down the right whips in a gorgeous ball, and it's a glancing header. Keeper has no chance. Tezgal's just been booked for his celebrations. Crewe 3, Grimsby 2.
Dan Ballard has gone down off the ball as Sunderland were waiting to take the free kick. This is going to come in from very deep, so the ball is out on the right-hand touchline. It's about 7-8 yards inside the Chelsea half. Ballard is an obvious threat here for Sunderland. 3.5 minutes of the 90 to go. The referee needs eyes in the back of his head here at the moment. There it comes from Hume. Chalabar wins the first header. Miscontrol by Mukiele. Gets lucky because the ball runs for Sunderland. Xhaka onto it, battling down the left-hand side. Has won Sunderland a throw. Goal at Peterborough, Jonathan Ledger.
And has Ian Evatt stolen it He's always been unbeaten as a manager against Peterborough. For Blackpool, Scott Banks, a substitute with 6 minutes to go, has just curled in a shot from the edge of the area, 18 yards out, keeper no chance. Peterborough 1, Blackpool the bottom club 2.
Late goal at Newcastle, Lee Blakeman.
And Newcastle might have just won it in the 90th minute. Newcastle 2, Fulham 1. Asula with a great run, put in a shot, brilliant save by Leno, but then Guimaraes was there on the follow-up to put it in. Gallagate end, there's going to be a lot of stoppage time, but it's Newcastle who lead now by 2-1.
Blackburn have got in front late at home against Southampton in the Championship. They lead 2-1. Shrewsbury 2-1 up at Oldham. Goal at Bromley in League 2, Samashu.
It's Bromley 2, MK Dons 1. Hayes Lane is absolutely rocking. The cross comes in from the left-hand side, and Omar Shomi, the centre-back, leapt highest. His looping header was pitch perfect. The turnaround is complete. Bromley 2, MK Dons 1.
Chelsea fans frustrated, Sunderland fans elated. Brian Brobby brought down by Andre Santos. Free kick for Sunderland.
Well, they just can't get a bit of rhythm. Chelsea, it's a bit stop-start. It's sort of fatigue that's sort of setting in. A few loose passes, and then they give away a foul, and it's another chance for Sunderland to put a bit of quality on that Chelsea back line.
Can Sunderland find themselves a late winner? Xhaka's free kick, Ballard jumps. Sanchez came from a long way there, saw it from a long way off, has made a good catch in his black goalkeeping outfit. Rolls it out for Chelsea. 89th minute of the game, 90 seconds of the 90 minutes to play, and then added time. Chelsea pouring forward, cross the halfway line. Fernandez out to Gittins, fresh legs on the left-hand side. Two Sunderland defenders in his way, takes them on, cross comes in, knocked behind by Mukiele. Corner for Chelsea.
Yeah, they have looked dangerous today, Chelsea, on their set pieces, certainly ones from the training ground. We'll see now, because different personnel have come on. They get given, obviously, the tactical advice when they get about their positions. We'll see.
Enzo Fernandez, corner goes deep to Caicedo. He's 30 yards from goal, side foots a pass to Gittins. Cross is closed down, so he couldn't hit it. Wide to Enzo Fernandez. Fernandez with the ball at his feet, passes back here to Caicedo. Chelsea going away from goal. Forward it comes to Reece James, central position, 25 yards out. On to Estevao. Can he find some Brazilian magic for Chelsea to win it? Caicedo to Fernandez, across to Gittins, just outside the penalty area on the left, onto his right foot, dangles a left leg over the ball. Back to Caicedo, hits the shot, closed down by Brobby, and volleyed away from the edge of the penalty area. Brobby and Caicedo both jump for the ball. Reece James is there and somehow works it back to his goalkeeper Sanchez. We are 20 seconds away from added time at 1-1.
Yeah, it's all just far too narrow for Chelsea. They're literally attacking in the confines of the 18-yard box. They need their wide guys to stay wide and try and just drag a full-back out, try and isolate them to try and get a 1v1 and then a cross.
Here's Gittins on the left again, cuts in, right foot, cross comes into that penalty area. Reinildo is there, heads it away. Reece James leaps for it on the edge of the box. Hume does as well. Sunderland work it away. 6 minutes of added time at Stamford Bridge, and Sunderland are the first to attack in this period of added time at the end of the game, but Rigg can't keep the ball in on the right-hand side. Had teammates racing towards that penalty area to try and cause some problems for Chelsea. Chelsea take their throw. Late goal at Hull, Betty Glover.
It's Hull 1, Charlton 1. Charlton have been pushing for this equaliser, and it's come in added time. It's Luke Berry, came from a corner, the ball fell to him, and it was a diving header into the back of the net. Hull 1, Charlton 1.
Latest scorelines in the Scottish Premiership as well. Dundee United leads St Mirren 2-1, Falkirk 1, Dundee 1, Livingston 1, Motherwell 1. Sports Extra 3 tomorrow at midday. Full commentary of Hearts against Celtic, the top two going head to head, and I think some, more than a few, would make Hearts favourites for the game at home and playing well. We'll wait and see tomorrow. You can hear it in full on Sports Extra 3. Free kick for Chelsea. Reece James, that looks a good ball. Ballard is up brilliantly for Sunderland. Santos underneath it, and what's up? Flag is up on the far side, so that's going to be a free kick for Sunderland. Steve Sidwell.
It was a delightful ball from Reece James there, but I'm just literally counting down the seconds now and just thinking, what will this reaction be from this Chelsea crowd? Because they have given it a go, Chelsea, but they just lack that spark in that final third, that real quality. Someone like Cole Palmer that they would have so badly have missed today, that if he'd been playing, you're thinking he would have created something or maybe even scored to just be the difference between the two sides.
Late goals going in the Scottish Premiership. Falkirk 2, Dundee 1, Livingston 1, Motherwell 2. That Motherwell goal has come in the 93rd minute of the game. Players down inside the Chelsea half. 2 minutes of added time already played. Estevao gets the ball. Chance to run at Reinildo. Reinildo is backing off. Estevao into the penalty area. Can't find a way through. And Sunderland now able to bring it away with here Trowder. He lofts one high. Brobby's going to chase it. Sanchez backs off. This could be the chance. Brobby lets the ball drop inside the penalty area. Tossing's got between him and the goal. What can Brobby do? Brobby turns, lays it back. Talby with his right foot! And Sunderland have scored in added time at Stamford Bridge. It could be a famous win at the start of a really encouraging season in the Premier League for Sunderland. The players are going wild. They've all come sprinting down to celebrate with the Sunderland fans, leading Chelsea a merry dance. And Brobby, the substitute centre-forward, did so well to hold it up and wait for support and lay it back. And the finish from Talby was perfect. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 2. Sunderland going second in the Premier League.
Well, there's a mass exodus of the Chelsea fans below us, storming out of the stadium, but the Sunderland fans to the left, pure joy. And what a goal it was to win this game. It was just a long ball in behind the Chelsea line, and Bobby does ever so well to literally hold the ball up. You're thinking that Chelsea, can they defend better? But no, he just waits for support, and then this finish from Talby is absolutely spot on. It's like a Thierry Henry just slots it into the far corner, into the far post. There was a possible sighting of whether Sanchez is unsighted, but there's no way he's getting to that. What a finish in terms of the minute of this game and the detail of that finish.
There's a banner in between the two tiers at the shed end which tells you that Chelsea are world champions. Sunderland lead the club world champions 2-1 at Stamford Bridge. They finished 14 points behind Sheffield United in the Championship last season, came through the playoffs. They're about to head to 17 points in the Premier League table and go second in the league. Enzo Fernandez with the curler, way off target, and it's behind for the goal kick. We said it at half-time, Steve. You could see it coming.
And that was the game plan, I think, from the very, very start from Sunderland in terms of real desire, commitment, discipline. They've defended so well today. They've had bodies behind the ball. They've stayed compact. They've made it hard for Chelsea. They've frustrated. Yes, they went a goal down early, but what personality, what character to get back in the game and then go for the win at the very, very end. They have been superb to a man this afternoon.
Late goals going in. Oldham 2, Shrewsbury 2 with the Oldham equaliser. Dundee United have a third. They lead St Mirren by 3-1. Tranmere with a late equaliser at home against Chesterfield. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 2 here. How much added time have we got to play? We've only got a minute left of added time. Crawley have a fourth at home against Bristol Rovers. Crawley 4, Bristol Rovers 0. And Notts County heading for 3 points. They've scored a late second at home against Cambridge United. Sunderland have the ball at the Chelsea end. That's where they want it. Last one here in 2014. They're a minute away from a 5th Premier League win of the season in 9 games. A minute away from going second in the Premier League table. 17 points at this stage in the season. That is absolutely remarkable.
When you think about the amount of bodies, the change around of what Sunderland have occurred over the course of pre-season and with the window, and they have just all gelled together. There's their game plan, there's an identity of what they do, there's a work ethic, and it's a joy to watch them this afternoon. I have to say, I've been really impressed.
20 seconds left to play. Steve Sidwell been hugely impressed here at Stamford Bridge. We hope you've enjoyed it on the World Service on 5 Live and BBC Sound. Sports Report is on the way, followed by full commentary of Manchester United against Brighton. Sunderland fans cock a hoop away to our left-hand side. Fabulous afternoon for them, fabulous season so far. 6 minutes of added time is up. We're waiting for the referee's full-time whistle here. The ball falls to Chelsea inside their own half. Reece James passes it back to Tosin. Tosin running forward with the ball across to James. Chelsea have got to get it forward. Referee looks at his watch. Sunderland seconds away from another 3 points. Enzo Fernandez pops up midway inside the Sunderland half. Swept out to Estevao. Estevao gets it onto the left foot, lays it back to Reece James. James to Fernandez. Sunderland trying to shut it all down. James, he's lost the ball on the right, tackled, and it goes out for a Chelsea throw. We've played almost a minute over the 6 minutes of added time. 2 balls on the pitch. Referee's going to ignore that. Caicedo's going to knock it out of play. Last chance for Chelsea to get across in the box. Enzo Fernandez, he's tackled. Will we have time for the corner? I think we will.
Last chance for Chelsea. The bodies are in the box. Even Sanchez is making his way. Are they going to take a short one?
Esteval on the ball, loads of empty blue seats. Chelsea fans have already headed home. Robert Sanchez, the goalkeeper, is up in the black uniform, the bright orange gloves, looking to make a nuisance of himself inside the box. Sunderland leading 2-1. Esteval's delivery's awful. It's right into the side netting, and that's it. Sunderland have won. They've beaten Chelsea 2-1 with an added time goal from Shemstein Talby. The Sunderland fans go berserk in the shed end away to our left-hand side, and this dream season just continues for Sunderland. A 5th win in 9 games, a hugely deserved win too. They are up to 2nd in the Premier League table.
Well, Chelsea just could not break down that Sunderland red and white wall because they was phenomenal defensively. They really were. The units of the defence to the midfield to the front were absolutely superb, and then in possession they had the quality and the composure to then go and then find a winner. Great character, personality. This could be a really great season for Sunderland this season.
Wow, so hard for the newly promoted teams last season, and Sunderland are laughing in the face of that. Another fabulous performance, their best win of the season, and I'll say it one more time, 2nd in the Premier League. Chelsea 1, Sunderland 2.